And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 341. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight for this episode of the MSK show, and that will be on the October 2025 World Box Office Plunges. And before we get into talking about the worldwide box office for the month of October of 2025, we have our lovely panel here. Bob loves movies and Gray Poupée. And, you know, this is something that Gray royally messed up on for October that I just had this click in my head before we started. Literally just, you know, the whole light bulb concept where you get a great idea with the whole light bulb thing. Gray,
you get great ideas?
Never had a great idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys both
one
at the same time. So why didn't you have a man? What's that thing? The pumpkins that people carve on?
What hand motion are you doing there?
Why weren't you a jackal?
Like, jeez, man.
God.
Did you just ask me why I wasn't a jack-o'-lantern?
You weren't a jack-o'-lantern enough, or one that animates.
I could have been more animated. This was the prototype. It was an actual pumpkin. But, you know, what can I say?
You could have been a Jackal-Gray.
Fair enough.
But don't worry. I have an idea for you for Thanksgiving. Since it's turkey-themed month, you could be a turkey. You could be an animated flapping turkey.
I don't want to steal your Riz, dude. Like, you're the turkey of the show.
Oh, my God. And for Christmas, you can be Santa. You know, you can have a Santa-themed background, you know, for your, avatar on StreamYard when we have you on the show. So you got to get us.
I don't want to steal your thunder, though. You're the one who's always calling out ho-ho-hos.
True. That is true. And women are garbage. That's not ever going to be nothing that I ever talk on the show. But,
I thought you were going to say not ever going to be true. Because, you know.
No, it's like you got to get us in the holiday theme, man. You got to get us in the mood, you know? Where's the pilgrims in your background? It's November, dude. Good Lord, it's Thanksgiving. You got to give thanks back to me for giving you guys all this clout. That is my Thanksgiving, is you guys giving me thanks on Twitter and tagging me, be like, I love this man. And then you put a clip of me out there saying some excellent movie take, actually.
I just point out you asked me to be here, so.
Oh, God. See? This is what happens when we allow Mexicans into our country. They don't give us any type of love. Good Lord, man. I already dated one of you guys.
I thought you were saying they improved the show, because I agree. Bob is a great addition.
God. You know, he's not cheap. Costs like $5 million a year, you know? Good Lord. Those checks are
worth every penny.
Oh, God. Life is great, but it can be better. No. Pedro Pascal, I will say this. That was the one line he did that sticks out of my head. In Wonder Woman 84, he was playing that character of some charlatan, like basically just being a snake oil salesman.
Oh, yeah, he was Maxwell Lord, wasn't he?
Maxwell Lord, yeah. He literally wanted to pound that chick, Christina Wigg's butt cheeks in that movie. He wanted to just slay her. Good luck. And to be fair, she looks pretty good for an older lady, and I would do it too. But I think that's the only line he had where it's ever like stuck out. Like, okay, that was pretty solid. I'll give him that one. You know, but
when you say you would do it too, do you mean like
not being a snake oil salesman? I wouldn't be a con man. You know, I believe in
somehow you con me to be on this show every week. So
damn, some would say that that's the work of the great beyond, the Lord, as they always say. You know, I spoketh to you guys the scripture of the MSK. What's that saying in the Bible? Blessed thee be of the peacemakers or whatever. Something like that. That's a saying.
Dude, if you're doing this Bible thing again, you've got to have Lapsed on here because, man, he might be the foremost expert that you know. But my God, did you get so much wrong the other night?
What did he get wrong?
Like the entire first hour of the show where he just kept going into biblical things. It was that Friday or something like that?
Yeah. You know, Gray, it's called having conversations with your bros.
Sure it is. Sure.
I never claimed to be a Bible expert. I'm just going off of what I remember.
I can tell you're not a Bible expert, and you didn't even have to say anything.
I haven't actually read the Bible in like
all it shows.
last time I read a verse or a chapter was like maybe 2018, so about a
Started burning.
7 years ago. And I'm just not a reading person. Like reading is like such a nerd thing.
Not you.
Wait, you're not a reader?
No. Well, I like comic books. I do read those. No, but speaking of the Bible, I did end up picking up this like I forgot the artist and the company that did it, but they actually turned
comic Bible.
So yes, I have it over there.
Oh, Old Testament or New?
Let me show you. I think I have it.
Is it just Leviticus? Something tells me that's going to be his favorite. I don't know. That could be awesome. I'm assuming we're going Old Testament.
I've seen those before. Those are pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind it, to tell you the truth.
Speaking of biblical, I've been watching that show over on Amazon, House of David. That's pretty good, about King David, and I'm on the second season of that. Well, they're in the second season right now. That's actually pretty good.
Nice. I know it gets really good ratings. I haven't.
It's pretty good because the first season is the build up to his fight with Goliath, but the second season really focuses a lot on stuff that kind of gets overlooked when they tell the story of David, and that is David was also a warrior, not just a shepherd boy, not just a king. He was actually a warrior. So you actually get to see him kind of make that transition into being a warrior and a general. So that was pretty cool. Or so far it's been pretty good.
So I think a long time ago on the MSK show, back when I was doing comic book reviews with Savage Dad a lot, before he ended up getting that new job he has where he's a lot busier now, I saw this at my local Walmart, and it was this. It's called the Action Bible.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, so it basically just transforms the Bible into a comic book style and graphic novel format. So if you're not someone that can kind of picture what's happening with the words, then this can kind of just do it for you with the imagery of it. I would read this more as a Bible because it gives me the exact imagery of what's going on, and the artist. Oh my God, he did such a great job. Sergio Cariello. Oh my God, the art is so damn good. It goes from it goes I'm pretty sure, like what you said, I am pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. It does the whole thing. It does Old Testament and New Testament.
Nice. We're gonna have to go through Leviticus. It's gonna be fun. Deuteronomy, man.
Okay, so I think this is where it ends. Let me see where it ends. It has a table of contents. Let me see where it ends, actually, because it says it ends.
Well, if it goes through the whole thing, it ends on Revelation.
That's what I'm thinking, but it doesn't show that here, actually. I think it only goes up. No, you're right. It is the whole thing. Okay, to make it sure, because it didn't say that in the beginning. It didn't say that in the beginning part of the table of contents. It only just goes up to like the Kings, I think, after the New Testament or whatever, or some shit like that. So yeah, if I ever did like Bible reviews or chapters with any people here, I would just go over this because this gives me a better visual representation of kind of what's going on. This is
kind of going off of that. Just something that you said, where you said you have a tough time picturing things, but when you see it in front of you, now you can picture it. Out of curiosity, can you make images in your head?
I think everyone does.
Well, not everybody. There is this condition called aphantasia where people can't do that. Out of curiosity, if I told you to picture like a purple apple, can you do that? Okay, he's gone. He was called out and then had to immediately leave.
He had to go find a picture of a purple apple.
He's Googling it really quick. He's like, oh God, I never tried this. No, I was just wondering.
No, I was gonna say, like, so are those people stupid? Like, I don't know. I don't know. If
they're differently abled. I wouldn't call it stupid.
I'm just pointing out, like, isn't one of the best things about being a human is our imagination? I just only wonder how.
So answer the question. Can you picture a? Fair enough.
What did you say? You said something about a purple apple.
Can you picture a purple apple?
Yes, I just picture an apple.
Just a regular apple, but can you turn the
purple
around to purple? Okay, some people can't do that.
Yes, are they stupid?
Some people are differently abled. Where there's also some people who don't have an internal monologue. I was wondering if that is possibly the case with you as well. Who knows?
Dude, I'll be honest here. I know there were different forms of autism, but I didn't know that there was an autism where it was like nonverbal. So does that mean like if you have a kid that's non-verbally autistic, they can't really interact with you as far as like if they ever grow up, they can't like speak to you or whatever? That kind of sucks,
It's
honestly. Holy crap.
different severities, but yeah, it could be.
Ugh, that sucks.
It could be that intense, which
So by
definitely sucks.
nonverbal, is
But
that physical and work like and speaking as well?
some of it's different. A buddy that I know that kind of had that. His kid could kind of communicate in other ways, but
Ugh.
yeah, it wasn't. He didn't talk.
So like sign
That
language,
definitely
that's what you have
sucks.
to do eventually.
I mean, it was kind of like pointing to things. Like they had like kind of flashcards for him.
Ah, damn, that sucks. Imagine like you finally get a little one, and they the point of like to raise them and feed them and all that shit is eventually they'll interact with you and have a great time with you in life. They can't talk. That feels
You could
like
still
terrible.
interact and have a great time, dude. Most of my favorite times with you are when you're not speaking. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
saying.
So yeah, if we ever
Steve,
do
the
go,
problem is that we all want him to be quiet, but he doesn't have the ability to be quiet.
see, this is the thing is
Definitely not a people pleaser.
me speaking as factually as I do, it makes people go like, damn, I really want to challenge this guy, which makes me, definitely keep up on everything that we talk about.
You
It's
know what's
also
funny, man, is that that YouTube channel for MSK's W's or whatever. I showed that to this nurse that I worked with, and she just was laughing her ass off. She thought you were hilarious, and I thought, well, there's an audience for everybody apparently.
dude, there was an audience for shitty reality TV in a way that this guy asked me out at work. He's like, "Do you watch this show called Baddies?" Which would pretty much just be like another one of those like a Jersey Shore style MTV Crib style show where it's just shitty reality TV. It's like I was like, dude, I haven't watched one of those shows in years. The last one I remember
Dude,
watching
it
was
is
Jersey
so
Shore.
much it is so much better than that. There's so much wig snatching and just
You
like
watch the
fist
show
fighting.
Baddies? Really?
Every once in a while I catch a baddie. What can I say?
2021 has one season, so probably got canceled. No, sorry,
There's spinoffs.
there's like 7 seasons. So you said that like there's spinoffs, 142 episodes. Holy crap. Gray, does your wife turn on Baddies and you're just in bed watching it because you
No.
have to?
No, she's not into that kind of thing. That's me
Oh
time.
God. Oh yeah. Are you free? Gray is the biggest movie connoisseur that we know. Sits down and is like, you know what? I like some mindless entertainment called Baddies. What?
Hey, everybody's got a guilty pleasure.
He guilted us for
Indeed.
liking Fast and Furious here.
I mean, yeah. What can I say? I'm not into the family thing.
Oh, you're not into family. I mean, either. My dad left me, so we all have our ups and downs in life. But no, I'll be honest here with people. I haven't watched any style of show like that since Jersey Shore, probably the last season. I think I stuck with the show pretty much till the end of it, and I was like, that's it. That was enough for me. I did watch Jerry Springer and Maury and Steve and all those people, but I was like, you know what? That's a little bit of different style than
Yeah,
that.
that's not the same. That's like a reality talk show or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I guess my main thing is like reality game shows. I don't know why, but I can
Like
get
Wheel of
hooked.
Fortune,
What?
stuff like that.
No, like any of the like Hell's Kitchen or
Oh,
like they've got
yeah.
like a million one. I used to like that Ink Master thing where it was like basically the same thing, but it was like tattoos.
Did you
I
like
don't know, man.
Undercover
Those kind of
Boss?
get me. Yeah, for a minute I was kind of into that, but
It was kind of fun for a little bit there.
I couldn't tell you how many like actual episodes I watched, but one company I worked for, the actual like owner of it did that, so that kind of got me turned on to that.
One of my exes back in the day used to watch. I don't remember the name of it, but it was one of those cooking competition shows. But specifically, they were always making cakes, and they would always give them a theme, and they would have to design a cake
Ooh.
based on that theme, and then of course they would award out the prize at the end of it. I used to think that was kind of cool because some of the designs they came up with were pretty. They were pretty high speed.
I think one of my
Yeah.
favorite ones that I ever watched was Shark Tank because it opened me up into the world of business in a more like of a not like simple way, but it was very easily digestible to understand what was going on, despite
Okay.
not knowing the big like the bigger way that business is actually functioning and shit like that.
I believe that you might have gotten some business savvy from it. But and we all know that you originally only clicked on it because you thought it was about sharks.
I did. I saw the promo and I thought it was
He's like, where's the tank? Where's the shark?
Wait, if they miss this pitch, do they get thrown in the Shark Tank?
Because the promo for Shark Tank would come on like every single time after I'd watch something like with shark related, like on Animal Planet or on Discovery, and they would always have Shark Tank catch it at like it was always Fridays at like 8 my time, would be like 11 for you guys, kind of, and they'd have to promo the tank and the shark and the commercial and everything. And I watched it, I was like, this isn't about sharks, but the way they were talking about business and the dynamic of I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And come to find out, some of those people that they invested in, most of them worked out. Most of them did. Some of them were absolute retarded idiots, especially this black lady. I remember like it was yesterday. She had this like chocolate pretzel business she was doing. Great. She got Mark Cuban in it. They were making a lot of money. Then she said, I think he talked about her like a few weeks ago on his show, where he had said she kind of lost everything because she started charging like free shipping on all the orders because she felt bad that the shipping prices were kind of high.
Wait, you said she was charging free shipping?
Yeah.
So he's really business savvy now that he's watched the Shark Tank. So he figured out how to charge for free shipping.
Can you believe it? It was charging for free shipping.
Because she has to pay for it to ship it out. So essentially, she did free shipping on like everything at a certain point. So she had like $14 of profit margins. She's making a lot of money. And then she was like, yeah, we're going to do free shipping on everything. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that sucks. You definitely have to come up with whatever threshold it is. Because you can't do like free shipping on like a $2 order. Like you're literally going to lose money.
Mm-hmm. And then there was one, I remember Scrub Daddy. I know Lori had the biggest deal with Scrub Daddy.
Everybody wishes they had Scrub Daddy money.
Oh God, it's crazy because you see Scrub Daddy everywhere now, and it's crazy. You would think that Mark and Kevin would have got the biggest deals. No, Lori actually had the biggest deal with Scrub Daddy. It's crazy how no one's. And to be fair, it's understandable. Like, how different can you revolutionize a sponge, But it ended up happening.
I'd be surprised, man. Put a smiley face in it. What can you do?
Good Lord, Gray, you're such a child. I think the hardest ones to sell was always real estate and a few movie pitches here and there. But then again, I think food. I usually would see like toys and food being sold the most. Housing, merchandising, no. Anything with real estate pretty much never was there. I think these kids try to do something revolutionary with like the steering wheel, but that never really took off, honestly. But
I mean, if it's not the suicide stick, I don't know. Like, you need to have that knob on there. That's the only upgrade that a steering wheel needs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It was basically just like a lot of free advertising. Maybe not so free. I'm not sure if there was pay to play, but I don't know. They got me to buy a couple products that seemed like it was kind of exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I can always respect someone that, starts their own business and tries to make it. And most of the time when they all went on the show, they were making decent money, but they said they needed to expand with the Sharks connections because there's only there's a threshold.
Sometimes they wanted the like people that are just gonna like completely crash and burn who have never sold anything. It's like, how did you get on here? Like somebody had to vet this thing.
It's crazy how I had to vet people to come on this show too, and you guys fit the lowest common denominator of it, and we're still here.
Oh, is that your new nickname? The lowest common denominator?
I thought we were friends. I thought you hated me. I thought you loved me.
We're not.
God,
this isn't even a business transaction. This is like charity. You asked us to come on. So we're here.
God, it's crazy.
It's not like charity, man. It's more like community service, something that we're sentenced to. Like eventually we'll get freedom. That's more like it.
Oh God. It's also crazy that, when I was watching like Family Feud and shows like that, when they had these big episodes where it's like, yeah, the winning family or the winning person, they're going to win something and this is all going to get donated to charity. And then you come to realize charities are just organizations created so billionaires don't have to pay a shitload of money in taxes. You're like, shit. all right, I guess. I mean, all right, you think like, damn, this is gonna be a really great thing, but it's like, no, most rich people just make those so you can just have you can get taxed less by the government. Actually, also, well, we never went over this. I know people ask me, what did you think about the government shutdown? Because does that affect anybody in your immediate life that works for the government? It being
Yeah.
shut down?
Everyone that works for the government, yeah.
Yeah, no,
You not know anyone that works for the government, MSK? Wow.
Quite a few. I do. My ex-girlfriend is works for the government. She does. She does the whole, like, like welfare services. She does that. Michael, who's here, works for the government.
Wait. When you
Post
say
office guy.
she does welfare,
Oh, so she would approve. So people come in with applications to get on government assistance, and
I assume there was applications involved, but I wasn't sure which way it was going. Okay, that makes
Oh,
sense.
all right, okay, good lord. I mean, if you're implying she's a filthy whorebag, I do it too. So So, what
Yeah,
ends up
my
happening?
better half, she works with the VA, so
She's been kind of laid off for a little bit.
well, no, she's a nurse. She's actively working.
Oh, okay. Like, and people talk about the whole SNAP and EBT benefits and everything. It's like, okay, so this is me, in my own personal opinion, is I understand people get, down on their luck and hard times happens to everyone, right? But you work and you try hard enough to make sure that you can get off these programs and live a decent life where you don't have to worry about that. That should always be like the end goal of it, right? Like, I had a life where I had
Should
that,
be.
but then, I worked really hard and I don't need that anymore. Now, I'm not saying that
Well,
everybody,
yeah, that sounds like a success.
yeah, and I'm not saying that every single person doesn't want to eventually have that as their end goal. Good amount of them don't, but this is what happens when you kind of rely on the government at this point. And when this kind of things happen, yeah, you can't really kind of feed your family, And I understand that when people say like food costs a lot of money. I mean, join the club. Food costs a shitload of money for us too.
Join the club?
Yeah, join the club. You gotta work. You gotta
The expensive food club?
the expense is not even an understatement. This shit is expensive as fuck. So
Yeah. So Eric's got a point. He was saying the programs are not designed to get people off; it's designed to trap people into it.
he's right. He's right.
That's my limited experience. I know, like when I went on unemployment, I had a pretty good job, but they just laid everyone off. So
I remember.
I went on it, and then I was actively looking for another job, but like every single offer I got from it was less than the unemployment that I got, and if I chose that, I'd be taxed even more. Like it was a weird the way that the program goes. Like I would have to go to these interviews and then just literally tell them like, no, unless you can meet this amount, no. But I still had to go there and waste everyone's time.
Mhm.
It sucks, but you lose benefits if you do like get yourself a leg up, and it really kind of sucks because it's the tier that you'd have to actually make to make it worth it to not be on the benefits is pretty steep. It's really not designed to be that like next step up and then help you in that time in between, say you get the job offer and you actually get your first paycheck.
Yeah.
There's issues with it, man. I do wish it was designed a little bit more to kind of, just give you a boost and then let you
And
kind
like
of
you just said yourself, like you were trying to get to the end goal of like, I don't want to be on this long term, because for what I know, I mean, maybe this is
dude, like
different.
I had signed a lease like 2 months earlier, and if I went with any of these ones that actually offered me anything, I couldn't afford it. Like I'd have to break that. It sucked, man. So my only option was basically to stay on unemployment for quite a while, or actually get a job that was worth it. And man,
Yeah.
it sucks. It's not exactly the best thing. It's not a
Would it ever
individualized
run
program
out?
at all.
Would your employment ever run out? I've heard people saying unemployment runs out, and that would make sense. Obviously, it would eventually have to run out. But
It does. It's based off your seniority, and then there was like another couple like recessions after that. So then they put on like extra time that you could be on it. I think I was on it for like 3 months, but I think I was eligible for like 6.
yeah, but after
It
having the
just sucked,
hardship,
man. Like
you eventually got out of it. Eventually,
yeah,
right?
but like actually getting job offers and being like, no, like no, I would be stupid to take a pay cut to work for you.
Good lord. Well, that's why you're here. You got the max contract I could offer.
Yeah, the unemployment ran out, and I had to take the first offer that came my way. Yeah, it sucks. But my community service will be done real soon. And then, I can get back onto the good life.
Yep.
But Avenger was saying that he was on unemployment for 12 months after a layoff. Best vacation ever. That'd be awesome. It is based off of your seniority.
Oh, also what Eric brought up, as what Gray
tenure, I should
also
say.
talked about too. So the thing that Gray and Eric both mentioned, there's a lady at my job where basically if she works a lot more hours, then her kids don't get the full Medi-Cal benefits, actually, because you have to work a certain amount of hours to get the max benefits or even the certain minimum that you're actually able to get. So yeah, so there's two sides of the coin that people don't actually understand when it comes to these systems, because some people have just never been on them. There's, even when you try to make progress in your life to get off of it, they essentially entice you with like, hey, if you kind of work more hours, you won't get the full insurance benefits for your kids, or you won't get enough money in like food stamps. But if you actually don't end up being on those programs anymore because you go and get a job, one that pays decently well, and you try to live on your own, then you get screwed a different way. So it's like you kind of do end up picking your poison in most of these scenarios, but I'd rather pick the poison where I don't have to rely on that, because if this happens, you are literally screwed. I'm not saying you're literally screwed, but I understand that even people on like Social Security, like you probably have like family members in your life that are on SSI because, they're retired, but some of them have an assistance to help food. That's what sucks too. Is like, a lot of people kind of ruin it for other people. And it's just, I don't know, it's a whole fucked up thing we have to deal with here.
The MSKs ruin it for all of us. I hear what you're saying exactly.
Like,
yeah, it just sucks, man. Like, I don't think anyone plans on being like on these benefits. If you do, like, that's obviously a horrible career.
Unless you're Section 8 black people.
No, I mean, I've seen the people that look forward to this. Like when I was doing my clinicals, I did well, this was my clinicals for my LVN, not my RN, but for my LVN. And I had to do some clinicals at a school. And the nurse, we had this student come in and whatnot. And as soon as she left, the nurse was telling me, yeah, the last time she was in here, she had something going on. She says, and I was talking with her and her mom, and the mom was like, oh, don't worry about it. If you get pregnant, you'll be able to get this, you'll be able to get that. And it's like, are you freaking kidding me? This was a middle school kid that she was telling this to. I mean, granted, it was her mom, but she was like, oh, yeah, if you get pregnant, you'll get this, you'll get that. And it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah. And then people,
it was like it was,
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
She was incentivizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are people that are on the system that tell other people the benefits they get from being on the system, and then people go like, "Damn, why do I need to work if a bunch of other working people are just going to subsidize it for me?" That's how it would be, right? But then if let's say I wanted to get food stamps, whatever, which I don't need any of that shit, I wouldn't even get the amount of money that other people get, because they value giving more monies to families than, let's say, single workers in this kind of thing too. So that whole system is complete garbage. Actually, I'm surprised it just hasn't had a complete just overhaul, like a complete restart of the system. But hopefully, in this time period, you realize if you are on this is an idea. I know people get a little angry when I mention this stuff, but this is just how life needs to be. Okay, when you are working like all of us do, and shit's kind of tough, you know what's the best part about it? At least we can go into the store and be able to afford Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. So pointing out, you guys who are not the people that are like that actually need it. I'm talking about the people that
you're
are just
saying the thing that makes it all worthwhile is that you can go to the store and get the thing that the people on the benefits can get too.
No. Like, you have the freedom to get it, because if this ever happens, no. What I'm saying is,
okay. Do you go with name brand or generic with your Captain
doesn't really
Crunch?
matter. I mean,
So
I
you go
usually,
generic then.
to be fair, I have a decent life now where I just go with name brand because I just can. But if I ever got off-brand cereal, it's fine. I've had off-brand cereal taste the same to me pretty much. Some of the names are kind of weird. Like, you'll have like Flakes Frosted Snow. It's like, all right,
Come
I
on,
guess.
we love the Fruit Tutors.
But it's just this thing where, if you're a poor, disgusting, person to a certain extent, like, I don't know. I've never wanted to live in that kind of life anymore because like they're just not having any money, not being able to really do anything. Just I don't know. As a man, you just go like, damn, I don't want to live like this anymore. I understand why women would want to live like that because that makes perfect sense. But I don't know. I just would implore.
What the hell did that sentence that you tried to just state say? You don't want to live like that, but you can understand why women want to live like that. What does
Dude,
that
No, it
mean?
took me a second to
women get so much money from being on that, dude. I swear, if you have literally like you're a single mom, you have like 3 kids, they give you like I forgot how much in welfare you get. I think you maybe get like 500, $600 being in
You
a.
realize that's not a woman being on it though. That's a family, and most likely,
They're usually single mothers, which is a family, single mother of 3 kids. So we get like $500 in food stamps,
So
five
do
hundred
you
dollars
think
maybe.
all women are single mothers then?
I mean, that the trajectory of that is sure going up, dude. Just pointing out, most women by their actions will be single in a very long time from now.
Well,
But
since we know you don't have sex with women, none of them are single mothers because of you.
yeah, to be fair, that's true. But I always say this, it's hard doing what we do, going to work every day and making things work. But I will say this, the reward for it is so much more better than being on that. Just, it's going to be hard paying for food when you do what we do, It's going to be hard paying for unexpected expenses when things happen. But that's just life. And a lot of these TikToks videos I saw, these moms were like, "How can I afford food if I go to work? Join the damn club." Do you think we all can? You just make it happen. I don't know. You just do. That's how life is. Shit's gonna be tough. You just make it happen. Yeah. I imagine when you guys buy food, you don't buy a whole ton of shit. You buy, and a good amount, but even that costs a lot of money too. Like, isn't like I don't know how much you guys pay in food, but you have family. He has wife. That shit's got to be at least like $200, along with bills too. We all make it
What are you
happen.
talking about? 200 per what?
How often do you go to the store? Do you go like twice a month?
Are you talking about per month, or what do you think $200 gets you?
That's what I'm saying. $200 don't really get you. I mean,
How many crunch berries do you get with $200 MSK?
so well, I'm single, so on average, when I go to the store, I usually spend like $90, $95. If I get less stuff, it's at least like 80. That's just me. I'm just a single, hot, rich, good-looking dude, right? But like, I'll ask you guys, how much on average do you would spend at the store if you went like twice a month? You think? It's got to be over $200. It has to. You guys have like kids and shit like that. I know Bob does. Bob got a ton of kids.
Well, back in the day, yeah, it was expensive. I mean,
too many Lunchables.
Two of my kids are off doing their own thing. The other 3 they live at home with their mom, but even then, 2 of them are working and have already graduated high school. So I only have 1 in high school. So
oh yeah,
it's a lot different. They kind of do their own thing now. But back in the day, good.
Yeah. I mean, it got
expensive.
cheaper as they got older when they could go and do their own thing. But like during that period before they get to do their own thing, you have to.
Yeah, like a grocery trip to make everything work. Now, keep in mind, this was a while back.
Back in your day, back in your prime.
No, because I mean, because like I got divorced back in 2011, or 2010. So yeah, so doing a full on grocery shopping back then was a lot cheaper than what it is now. But even then, it was probably like $200 a week, something like that.
Yeah,
and that was then. It's a lot more now.
Yeah. Well, great. How often do you and your wife go to the store? You go like twice a month?
No, we do a weekly trip. It's pretty awesome. I go through way too much coffee. It's mainly coffee and creamer.
What are you doing?
I go through dairy, man. What can I say? So I'm weird, man. Like I basically have to pick up like yogurt, coffee, creamer, and like beef almost every week. It depends. I've done the thing where you buy like a side of beef, but then you gotta like put it in the freezer and like learn to portion it and all that weird shit. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just like going a lot more frequently, I guess. But I don't know. It really has fluctuated. It used to be about 100 a week, and then man, now it's like 150.
Yeah, and that actually adds up, and you keep doing it. Yeah.
Well, and that's on top of the like weird shit that so like protein powder. I'm super into that. I love mixing it with the yogurt and it makes like this fake like ice cream stuff that's
Yeah.
delicious. But man, it's like $20 a pound for some of that shit. I found this 44-pound bag online for like $100. So I don't know. Like my bills have been down recently because I don't have to buy protein powder. But yeah, I don't know if I trust this random protein powder, this 44-pound bag that I bought off eBay, but I'm going to eat 44 pounds of it, damn it.
Yeah, protein powder definitely cost quite a bit of money. Even like the cheapest.
Not this stuff.
Yeah.
$2.50 per pound. It is
Really?
crazy stupid cheap. I don't know, man.
Our grocery bill with all the extra like laundry soap and shit is like 300 to 300. Good lord.
Yeah, dude.
Forgot. Orange, goddamn. You need to Orange has like 4 kids. Good lord. Wrap it up, dude. Goddamn. Pull out, man. No.
No, he's making up for the rest of us. And what a better person than you to raise
God
a kid.
forbid you need diapers.
saying.
Yeah,
God,
diapers,
yeah.
diapers are a lot of money. Just go and look. Even though I have kids, look at the price of a diaper. Look at the price of a like pack of diapers. Just look at it. Just browse it, and you're like, wow, I would never have kids. Yeah, that is true. That's true. You know, and
Dude, I
then
couldn't imagine. Like all that shit has to be up. Like just the price of like eggs alone. I'm sure formula is like through the fucking roof. Like I don't know, man.
yeah.
That sucks. They got you by the short hairs on that. You got to buy diapers. You got to buy formula or
And
whatever.
now you kind of understand when things are like rising this much in price. So I wonder why people just don't want to get a job. Because if you get a job, there's no assistance to help you. That's just you on your own. You know.
Well, the other dumb part is either you need to stagger your shifts so that you can take shifts with the kids than with working, or you need to actually put them in daycare, and man, that is crazy expensive. So a lot of times with some of the benefits, it also comes with some daycare, which is pretty awesome.
Cans of formula are insane.
Dude.
Like 3 or 4. Good lord. Yep. People say having kids is great. Now, to be fair, I'm not doubting that, but everyone's usually pretty miserable. I don't think they're miserable having kids. I think they're miserable about the price tag that comes with having a kid. I think that's where the
Not just
frustration
that,
comes from.
it's also while there's like a million moments of joy, like there's just utter exhaustion as well. So I don't know, man. I think you're viewing somebody putting a lot of energy into something, and you are now not that. You're not the number one, so fuck you.
Hey, I'm always
Yeah.
number one when it comes to things. That's how it works around here.
No, like when I got married, we didn't have kids for 5-6 years before we finally had got our kids. And I remember people would ask me like, hey, when are you gonna have kids? Don't you want any? I was like, no. They're like, why not? I said, because I don't want to look like you. You look tired. You look beat down. I don't want that yet. But I mean, obviously, I love my kiddos and couldn't imagine my life without them. But yeah, it's tiring. It
Yeah.
beats you down.
Like there's what for what I know, for a lot of people, like some of the newborn babies, some of them will like sleep every couple hours, but then you get the babies that don't sleep, and you're like on an hour of sleep a night because they just can't. Ah, God, I want the one where it's like just go to sleep for 2 hours. At least just give me that. You know?
Well, what my ex and I used to do was we would split the night. Instead of saying, okay, well, you get this one or you get that one, it would be like, okay, well, the first 4 hours of the night, if the baby woke up, then that was yours. The next 4 hours, that was mine, or whatever. So yeah, that way you could at least get at least 4 hours uninterrupted sleep.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a problem with what's the thing when you wrap them up, you swaddle them? Did the baby always kind of get out of it?
Nah.
Good lord. See, nothing is you have fussy babies, ones that don't really like living in the world currently. But then again, people are like, man, babies cry too much. Well, yeah, they can't communicate with you. That's the only way they can communicate with you is crying. Sometimes they're not even crying because they just want to make you mad. It's like that's the only way they can communicate is they don't know how to control their emotions.
You say sometimes they're not crying because they want to make you mad. Do you think that there is like a portion of the time where babies just cry to make you mad?
You never.
Is that honestly a thought that you just had?
Sometimes they can be like little assholes. Like so, that's what happens.
So it's like having a little MSK is what
oh
you
my
say.
God. Oh God.
That's what you're saying, right?
Pretty much. Hey, some kids are dicks. Honestly, some of them are assholes. Yeah, life isn't about you anymore when you have kids. Yeah, you rotate. See, the thing is, that's why I will not have kids. I am old, and my seed has already been planted in the content creation world, where it's been, you know,
Your what
useful
has
and
been planted? Did you say seat or seed?
He said seed.
yeah. My
Okay.
seed in content creation is so planted in that has been sprouting and creating great joys and memories.
Where?
Oh, that's the
When?
optimistic thing to say. That's the
When have you ever created
grandeur.
joy?
What do you? Oh my god. Okay. I mean, I think that, but I'm pretty sure reality is a situation focused on pissing me off. Oh god.
MSK. Miss Sparkles is asking to see your Dora pillow.
What in the world? I think I threw it away. Maybe.
What?
Who
You
knows?
threw away your girlfriend?
Oh my god. I'm not Diddy. I'm a grown adult human being, honestly.
Really?
Let me see. My whole timeline right now is full of Nick Fuentes, America First, anti-Israel, pro-Israel shit. What happened to my Twitter timeline? Oh my
It
god,
knows
man.
what you want to click on. It knows what you stay on the most. You're like,
What?
oh, Nick Fuentes. Oh, he's a cat boy too. It makes sense. You're both closeted. You both lean to the right. The whole cat boy thing. I think there's many reasons why it's suggested to you.
Like, people apparently want to cancel Matt Walsh or something like that. I don't know
I
anymore.
mean, what for this time? Out of
I don't
curiosity, is it his really shitty media takes where he said that popular culture died after was it
Oh, I remember
98,
that
I
one.
believe?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's a really shitty, stupid take, but fair enough.
No,
Or no, sorry,
what's
2008. I
that
think
one?
he was
He
saying.
said 2008 was the peak of pop culture. He said anything after that.
Well, it
He
died
said,
after that.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw that one where he said I could be wrong. He said media peaked with that year. So maybe in his opinion everything else just got worse after that year. I don't know.
Uh
I don't
I kind
know.
of took notes. It was pop culture peaked in 2007 to 2008 and it's fallen off a cliff since then. Pop
Yeah.
culture is now dead because the culture itself, in a real sense, is dead. Healthy culture tells great stories, and a sick culture tells bad stories or good stories badly. And he's saying that's what's happening now. So, yeah, good times. But what does everyone hate him for now?
I don't know. Today it's because he liked a guy who apparently had
He's all over your time frame. Come on, man. He's
God.
on the timeline.
Yeah, because you're right. Yeah, it's pop culture peaking, like you said, monoculture and all that shit. I mean, everyone's gonna have different years where all of this shit peaked for them. People say
Okay.
movies peaked in like the 80s.
Hey, if you were to guess, so all the people that you heard say movies peaked in the 80s, when was their prime? Would it have been the 80s? If you were to guess what year Matt Walsh graduated from high school, would it surprise you that that is in the 2007 to 2008
Yeah,
era?
doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
I'm just saying, perhaps he thinks it's peak because that's when it was aimed at him.
Now, I will say, I mean, there's a lot. I don't know if you share the sentiment, but do you think, just in general, the quality of movie, barring there's obviously bad movies in that time period too. I'm not saying every movie was great. Do you think the overall quality of film was better in the 2000s and I would say pre 2015, so like mid 2010s? Do you think that's when that was the last great era for movies, actually?
No,
Not the best.
I think
Just overall, like general, like really, really memorable classic movies that you'll still talk about to this day.
No, I think there's a bunch of them that really don't hold up. I think there's also a bunch of them from that 2008 era that
It's just
don't
nostalgia
really.
holding it up for a lot of people.
I think so, but like we have become different with pop culture. It isn't as monocultured. It has kind of splintered to where everybody can kind of get their own taste, but and they can find something that fits their own taste, much like you're finding the Nick Fuentes in your algorithm. So fair enough. I mean,
I didn't even look this
it's
person up. That just appeared.
it's little cultures that there's more designed smaller whatever you want to call those, like offshoots of pop culture. We're not all watching the same TV shows. We're not all watching the same movies, but man, those who are watching the movies, there's been some amazing ones in the last couple of years, but they're definitely not getting the same recognition that they used to. It doesn't seem like the Oscar contenders are huge movies that everyone has seen, where that was definitely something different in the past. It kind of seemed like they were big event movies and people actually went to them. Nobody saw things like Poor Things or any of those Yorgos Lanthimos movies. I really dig them. People who are into cinema dig that, but instead we got kind of these popcorn movies that were kind of more of a big deal. All the Marvel shit basically happened after 2008. And then every company kind of has been chasing that.
Well, even
type of deal.
before, right?
Everything has to be a huge $1 billion movie. Kind of. There were always summer blockbusters.
Right. The mid 2000s period was a lot remembered for a lot of people. I think what people really mean by what he's saying is that there's not as much rewatchable movies as they were back then. I could agree with that to a certain extent. Even we've talked about it here a long time.
Not saying that though.
I think that's from
he's saying that there was a healthy culture that tells great stories well, and now there is a sick culture that tells bad stories or good stories badly.
Okay, so when you said this was I should have bookmarked this for a show, but this is not gonna be a video. This is just we can just go through the tweet.
So if you want, I have a list of the ones that he was saying. He was saying peak in 2007 to 2008 for the movies. It would or 2007, excuse me. There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men, Zodiac, Michael Clayton, Into the Wild, Superbad, Ratatouille, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, The Mist, Before the Devil Knows Your Name, In Bruges, Juno, Gran Torino, and Gone Baby Gone is what he was saying.
I don't like WALL-E. I think WALL-E's overrated.
So in 2008, he did The Dark Knight, The Wrestler, Tropic Thunder, and WALL-E. He only listed 4 of them.
Yeah, he also said right here, an absurd number of the greatest TV shows of all time were on the air: The Wire, The Sopranos,
but that doesn't...
Mad Men, Office.
So
go ahead.
Just saying that it's on the air, though. Like, most of these are long-running shows. Like, when was Breaking Bad peak? I don't think it was necessarily that first season, but you kind of need that first season to keep going.
I think it's just an
Mad
overall,
Men kind of fell off. The Office, to me, fell off. But he's saying these were just on air. Well, I don't think that he's necessarily giving them credit. And then he's lumping these into the 2008 era, even though none of these shows started in 2008, just they happened to be on in that year.
Yeah. So from when I read this, I thought he was talking about like basically toward the end of these years. That's when all of this stuff kind of culminationally peaked. That's how I took it. Or you could just take it as from like that year specifically.
What he said, and it's very close to the last sentence that he has there, but on his actual show, he said, "Nothing has come close since. It was the last great period. The volume of great cinema and TV cannot be matched." And then he's ending this with, "It's been downfall since then. It's been a very steep hill indeed. What happened? I have my theories. I'm interested in yours."
So he had more follow-ups to it too. So it was right here. He says, "I didn't even list all of the really good films from that time. In Burgess? That's
in Bruges.
Okay.
Wait. Can you spell in Burgess? Hey, can you? What do you think the one about New York is called? It's the S word on there.
Gray, have you ever had sex with a woman?
I have.
What the hell did you just say?
All right.
Can you read that word that you're hovering over right now?
Once.
That's not.
Is that a movie? Once. Or
no, below it.
So we're gonna go there. Okay, fine. Let's go. Once Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. Some interesting indie stuff like, hey, what does that word say, MSK?
That's not a word I'm pronouncing. What is that?
It is a word. Oh, come on. It's a city in New York. You got this.
Says, my theory, 2 things happened in 07, 08 that explain the drop-off. The first is Obama's election.
You see, if it wasn't for Obama, we would have great movies. What we need to do is just implement a 100% foreign film tax, and movies will be great again.
look, like if he
God,
wants to make the case that maybe there's been a dip in writing or because maybe there's been too much content that's come out or something like that, I could understand that, but there's still good stuff out there. But I agree with Gray. A lot of it's not getting the recognition. The big blockbuster stuff doesn't have what it used to have.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that there's not good stuff out there.
But are we under the mindset to a certain extent that there is very few far between good stuff like there used to be? Because there seems to be an abundance of not as good. But then again, like that's all subjective anyway. Depends on the person you ask.
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that again they've oversaturated everything with the amount of content. This goes back to a quote that Ridley Scott was talking about when he was talking about how modern movies suck, basically, and he was saying that there's just so much content coming out that he's got to go back and watch all of his own movies, which I think's ironic.
I think his content fucking sucks. I'm just saying, Gladiator 2 was not good.
Yeah, I think his new stuff sucks. But the point, I can't agree with the point that they've oversaturated the market, and so I do think that the quality has dropped because there's just so much of it coming out, and I think a lot of the big blockbuster stuff just doesn't have the writing talent behind it that it used to have. But there is still a lot of good stuff out there, and there's some, like, I just saw Frankenstein a couple of days ago, or a few days ago. I loved Frankenstein. I thought it was great.
Oh, okay.
Really good movie. I liked F1 earlier this year. I thought that was
I got to be honest. I just saw Shelby Oaks. I expected to hate it, and I didn't. So I don't know. That's weird. By the former YouTuber, current film appreciator, Stuckman. I guess I was somewhat Stuckmanized.
You mean MSK? That's what you really meant?
So, like, if we just take 2024, there were so many amazing films. The Substance, Nosferatu, Wicked. I don't know. It's like the third best musical of last year. There's some really interesting little ones like Heretic. But they're not Longlegs, Honora actually got some recognition. There's some really amazing films, but let's be honest, MSK has never watched one of these. He's a consumer, so you're gonna see it is a con. I agree. But I mean,
no, great. I'll ask you this.
Dune Part 2. It is amazing. It is a movie that is worthy
Dune
of
Part 1 overrated. No one wants to watch that boring trash, but that's just
I did. I thought it was good.
Okay. No, I'm joking. Well, what I'm asking, great. I'll ask you this.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Do you think any of those, I'm not saying I've watched them. I need to eventually. Do you think any of those movies will have the amount of rewatchability of the movies talked about up here?
Yes.
10 years from now, 20 years from now, these films will be regarded as classics that kind of changed the way people
100%. The Substance is fucking amazing. The social commentary alone, the fact that it's Frige's, I'm forgetting her first name, but it's her sophomore film. Man, people are going to be coming back to this. And then just the balls, the sheer just man, what power and confidence that both Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley have in this. Just, man, people are going to keep coming back to that. It is crazy. I think it has set a standard for body horror. That is amazing. Eggers' Nosferatu from last year. I think people are going to be going back to these. They're going to look at them for the cinema alone. Wicked, I think it's going to still be recognized. I think it has become a classic. I don't enjoy it, but man,
Gray's wife had a gun to his head.
Look,
dude, it gets a 7.5 right now on IMDb. So people are digging it.
Here's the case with Wicked. If you don't like musicals, it's not going to win you over. But there were
it's
a
the
lot
third
of
best
people
one
out
of
there
last
that
year.
don't like musicals that said they thought it was well directed, well acted. They still hated it because they don't like musicals.
Was it better than In the Heights? In the Heights was the last musical I watched.
I'm sure you did watch that. Yes, I would say 100% without knowing anything about In the Heights other than it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yes, it was better than that.
But it had Melissa Barrera, and she's hot.
I'm good.
Gray, why are you
but yeah, we had other ones that are going to be known. They're going to be classics, but it's going to be more niche. They're going to be like the horror classics. But again, Heretic, Longlegs, it's Osgood Perkins' perhaps best film that he's made.
You mean
But
horror
man, that has,
classics?
I think so. And then if you're gonna go like just truly gore classics, you've got like Terrifier 3. There's a lot of them. Speak No Evil, that kind of goes into that whole category of like American remakes that why did we do that? Why did we put a sexier person in this? But hey, we did it. Smile 2, it has to be like the second best musical of last year. It was great. I will keep on going back to this one. And again, the fact that that's this dude's sophomore film, man, I think there's going to be a lot more of them that are kind of known. But I do think, like Gladiator 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, those might be kind of lost in the mix. I don't think people are going to keep going back to those. I think Deadpool, Wolverine, as huge as it was, I don't know if it has the rewatch value, but it is kind of one of those popcorn flicks. It's not necessarily cinema.
You know, you also brought up a point earlier, Gray, that I think is real relevant here. A lot of these films that Matt Walsh is mentioning that were probably geared towards him at that time. That's why he's going back and rewatching a lot of this stuff. And that's why we go back and we watch we rewatch films that were geared towards us during our formative years as well, because they stuck with us. I think the films that are coming out now, the newer generation, they'll be going back and watching those because that's what
what's crazy is
reach out. That's what connects with them. Like, for example, The Dark Knight. That's a freaking awesome movie.
Yeah, it is.
But that's not a movie that my kids go and rewatch because they were real young when it came out. In fact, one of them was just barely born. So it's not like that's a movie. It's not like that's a movie he's going back and rewatching or anything like that. He'll rewatch stuff from his generation. So I think that's kind of that's the hole in Matt Walsh's criticism here, is that a lot of that might be geared towards when he was or he was the audience at that time.
Right. The era of wokeness began and killed all forms of risky or provocative artistic expression, at least in the mainstream. The second and far more important factor is the release of the first iPhone in 2007 and the rise of social media at the same time. That was the death of the monoculture, our shared cultural experience. Now the culture is fragmented into a million pieces driven by algorithms which are designed to feed us nonstop diet of lowest common denominator slop. There's a reason why music peaked a little bit earlier than movies and television. The fragmenting of the music industry began with Napster and file sharing services almost a decade
like
before.
Napster,
good lord. Well, the music monoculture had already mostly died by the time of the movies and TV were peaking. By 2012 it was over. So I have no clue what ended up happening. Like, when do you guys think movies peaked? I'll ask you guys that. Not movies. Oh my god, music.
Well, even then, I still don't think that it's peaked. I think that, you could argue maybe that it's going through a lull, but a lot of this stuff kind of cycles up and down, up and down. You're gonna get down years for movies, down decades compared to the previous decade, or in the same case with music. But eventually, you're gonna get another peak. That's just the reality. Peaks and valleys.
That's a good question, WZ. Wow. MSK, how dare you imply that music... Well, just that's usually my response to you. But how dare you this time reply that music died or anything like that? Hey, man, it's just become less relevant to you. But that doesn't mean that there isn't good shit out there. When I ditched your show the other day, it wasn't the night dentist calling. It was Good Lady Rock. And man, it was great. This band that I love put out this amazing album earlier this year. And man, is it kind of their magnum opus. And I think it's like their 6th album or something like that. But man, was it an amazing just feeling to have like 1,000 people all like dancing and moshing to it at the same time. I had a real transcendent experience, man. It was otherworldly. I was on the right substances in the right place with everyone moving around me. And what can I say? It's not dead, sir. It is perfect.
Did you have an orgy with a bunch of men? That's how you had this like out of body experience.
No, so the way that my wife likes to go to a rock show is to be right up in front, and generally with that, you kind of are in the pit. And this is the first show we've been to since she broke her leg, so I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to go over. So I was being kind of an exoskeleton for her. Like everyone can run into me, but then I become a wall and they can't get through. Nothing hits her. That's kind of what I was going for anyway. Man, it was amazing. So yeah, I took some edibles and then was right under the stage. It was awesome. What can I say? It was the best time. But no, sir, it's not dead. New music is still being made. You just aren't looking for it. But what can I say? Spotify has completely changed how I like digest music now. I have downloaded so many more albums in the last few months than I think I did over the last few years before I had it. I would go out and buy records every now and then, but man, it was nowhere near like this. I know there's like 10 albums that I've got that were out this year that I just absolutely love. So no, that's on you, MSK. Find them. They're out there.
I would just say that,
I bet you've never even heard of Dead Pioneers, have you?
Yeah, I'm not a homosexual. That's who listens to that kind of stuff. It just depends, obviously.
They're called punk.
Well, I don't know.
Man.
You did give up women. I mean, you said that. So
in theory, I gave up women.
No, you said it.
You're right.
No theory.
See, politicians have taught me one thing: always deflect and always go to the next
you didn't
thing.
say theoretically I might give up women. No, you said I'm giving up women. So
yeah,
you're right.
You said something about being retired.
See, you guys are kind of, calling me out.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, I guess my final closing thoughts on that tweet, because I know I saw it weeks ago. I just never got a chance to talk about it with you guys on the show. I don't know, because in everyone's personal opinion, obviously music, movies, all this stuff considerably peaked at a certain point for them. I think what most people mean, not just what Matt's saying, but just what most people mean is that this kind of stuff at some point peaked for them. Like it's like nothing is going to be as better than this currently up here, And keep in mind, didn't we go over on this show that, fucking hell, that kids these days really don't really interact with movies like that or TV shows, something like that? It's like, are they even going to have classics that they remember and love? Because like they have a different way of consuming media now. They consume media by like fucking clips and shorts and shit. But I mean, there's an audience for them with movies, but it's just going to be in a different form because it's a different age and time period we live in, honestly. So Bob is looking. Oh my god,
so true, so true.
So yeah, I mean, in everyone's own way of how they grew up and how they watch movies and stuff like that, everything at some point peaked for someone. You can even go like with comic books to a certain extent too. Comics peaked for people. They say in the 90s. They say anime peaked in the early fucking hell mid 2000s. People say movies peaked in the mid 2000s, stuff like that. The most common theme about movies that I hear is there's no rewatchable movies as much as there used to be.
You keep saying that. It's not true. I've watched Dune Part 2, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times.
You wasted
a bunch of these
life.
I've watched. Yeah, if by wasted you meant enjoyed them, sat next to my wife and had a pleasant evening.
Me too. My wife's
I've wasted.
Hello, honey. She doesn't exist.
You married your bookcase?
You had sex with a vacuum cleaner?
I don't know how you got that from there. Yeah, I think you're just wrong about the rewatchability, man. So obviously you're not watching cinema, but like Anora, it does some really interesting things. You think it's one type of movie, and it goes hard into that type of movie. And then at one point there is a switch and it just becomes something different. Man, figuring out exactly how they're able to capture that. There are certain things that
I saw
I'm waiting
for this. This is with Mickey Madison. This is basically when she's
Mikey Madison.
Yeah, when she's supposed to marry, like not marry that guy. It gave me the vibe of like Spring Breakers, but better kind of thing. Where like a girl gets enticed to do something for a guy, and I know that style of premise of movie. It's not bad. I like that kind of premise. It's kind of cool.
Not what you're expecting. So the first
it didn't look bad. The trailer looks fine, honestly.
So I was told it's one of the funniest movies of last year. I was complaining that there weren't a lot of comedies out there. So yeah, everyone kind of was recommending this to me. So I put it on with my wife, and man, so Honora is a young stripper from Brooklyn, but man, that first part of it, they go heavy into the stripper part, and it seems like it's a
Oh
different
yeah,
type
you
of
were
movie.
watching this for
I
the
get.
cinema where she was bouncing up and
Oh,
down with
for the
her crotch
cinema.
out. Yeah.
Dude, she put effort in. She has a real routine, and man, is there a good choreography for it. But it wasn't particularly funny. And when I told my wife, "Hey, you want to watch something funny?" It just was like, "I swear, it's gonna get funny." Like just a minute. Like it must be after this lap dance. It gets real funny. Just I was told this is good. Just wait for it.
Dre basically was trying to Netflix and chill with his wife, and he lied to her saying that it was a comedy. You lying bastard.
You're gonna love this one. This is hilarious.
But there is a certain rewatch because it goes hard into you thinking it's one type of movie, and then it kind of changes into something different. I hear what you're saying about the Spring Breakers thing. It's on a totally different level. I don't know how much
gave me that
rewatchability
vibe.
Spring Breakers has.
Oh, that's
This
not.
one does.
Because it's horrible, but like it gave me that kind of vibe where basically an innocent, perceived innocent girl gets kind of mixed up with the wrong crowd, and she starts becoming that thing when she sees them doing the thing and everything like that. I know
That's not what happens.
I've seen her bouncing her crotch up and down in a video that I probably bookmark on Twitter from that movie.
I'm sure you did bookmark it.
I did. I think I did. She was doing some pretty nice moves there. You know, I saw her in Scream 5 and I was like, this is a pretty solid actress here. She did a pretty good job there in that movie, you know? So glad she got a chance to do something good. What about that movie with Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once? Did you watch that one?
I thought it was all right.
People gave it Best Picture.
It wasn't as good as I expected it to be. When everybody was talking about how great it was, because
it won Best Picture,
watch it, and I was like, I don't think it's that good. I mean, I didn't think it was bad, but I was expecting it to be much better than what it was.
Yeah, and nobody talks about it anymore. That's supposed to be like A24's highest grossing
So that
film.
one, I don't know if it's got the most rewatch to it. On the first watch, it's really fun. It's probably worth a second watch, but it's kind of a journey. I don't know that I want to keep going on that journey over and over again, but it's a decent movie. But yeah, fair enough. I think I'd want to watch like Heretic or The Substance a lot more than that. But
yep. All right, boys, let's get into our video tonight.
Well, the other thing is, so I'm just going from 2024. If we're including 2023, like Matt Walsh did, you've also got Barbie, you've also got Oppenheimer. Like, there's a shitload of other movies, and my God, I can't tell you how many times I've watched Barbie, but it is such a great movie.
Ray,
and
you know
MSK,
you're a straight man, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do know that.
I'm pretty sure straight men don't rewatch Barbie. There's no way.
We do, and you know what?
Kill me.
That movie is enough for all of us. It's great.
Good Lord. Can't wait till there's a Barbie 2. Good Lord.
They'll completely ruin it. That is kind of the problem. It is the perfect amount of ambiguity. You can see whatever the fuck you want in that movie. But if they're doing a sequel, you got to lean into it some way, and it's going to ruin it. I believe that's exactly what happened with Joker. I would love to do a dissertation on that one day, but I understand MSK has never seen it because cinema.
You know, obviously, I'm a cultured man, actually.
Oh, good God, no.
So let's have some fun here because you guys did watch these movies, so it'd be a nice discussion to have with what we've been talking about when it comes to like movie going experience, with the numbers being really down. Holy shit! So let's have some fun here, boys. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the October 2025 worldwide box office plunges into a very, very bad state. So as we know, with 2025, the year was going to have a peak toward the end of summer with the releases of Jurassic World Rebirth, the new Superman movie, which was directed by James Gunn. And then you also had the release of the Fantastic Four first steps. And then by the time frame of summer, where all those movies came out, that was going to be the peak of the box office for this year. Because if you looked at the calendar for the movies coming out for the rest of 2025, not really a lot of big releases. I think Avatar 3 comes out at the end of the year. That will probably be the last big hit movie that comes out. For me personally, the last movie I'll be watching of the year is this new Sydney Sweeney movie that's coming out. I saw a trailer for it that she put on our Instagram page, and it looked pretty solid.
Don't even like women. So what do you consider to be a big hit? So like Predator Badlands is coming out this weekend. So is The Running Man. So is there's like 3 things being Begonia, and there's like one other thing.
I should clarify because I'm hot, rich, and good looking, and every time I go to the theaters with
Thanks
my
for
wife,
clarifying that.
Every time I go,
you get chili nachos.
Wife, I get chili nachos, and I get a nice large soda, and my wife blows me. So if a movie did blow, she would do the honor of blowing me. So all jokes aside, as far as like not quality of movie, if people like these movies or not, the amount of money these movies are making have been. Damn, like even with the big blockbusters, they don't even get that much money anymore. Like we can't even tell if a movie's gonna even break even anymore. Back in the day, we talk about this stuff not in this video, but on the episode this was recorded on. Like you could kind of have a good level of quality you were going into, or even amount of money a film would make with like a sequel or a prequel or a really good entry into a franchise. Now at this point, movies just don't do as well. Now there's some data to prove that the movie going experience is very much down like after the COVID year, but then again that was probably going to end up happening anyway because people don't deem the quality of film good enough to really go to the theaters for, because the aspect of streaming that we've talked about here on the channel multiple times has kind of conditioned people to kind of sit there and wait for something. So if you kind of condition people to sit there and wait for something, they're not going to go out and buy it because the studios gave people the easiest option to sit there and wait for something. So back in the day.
It's kind of a value. It's kind of a value proposition, though. Do you want to go to this little box where some jackass next to you is going to be eating chili cheese nachos while you're trying to watch a film? Or do you wait and watch it on VOD where you pay like a fraction of that, like up to what, $50 on it, where it's still going to be less than taking your whole family out to the movie theater? They're kind of budgeting this into it now. Now you've got the actual theater release, the theatrical one, which counts for everything. But then you've got that special sweet VOD release that comes right after that. And sometimes it's like less than 30 days after it, which is crazy.
And this is the problem that they created with the movie industry, is that they created a window
but
where
you're saying but when's the last time you ate chili cheese nachos in front of people, sir?
Okay.
You've only been to like 2 movies this year. 3 movies this year.
With that was that he said the chili machine was fixed, and then I bought nachos and he didn't put chili in them. But outside of that, this is the problem that I always say when we do these kind of videos. This is what the studios did. Now, people just don't treat going to the movies like something that they kind of really want to do. It's mostly something like, if it's not really an event film that they feel like is worthy enough, they're going to have a good time with.
MSK.
Even
when you say that it's worthy and you say that you're going to make the event of doing a review for it, you don't bother. You don't go. You are the problem.
Ray, to be fair, I'm black, and black people lie, so I'm just playing to the stereotype.
That's not what the problem is.
So the other
Somebody clip that, please.
Yeah. So the other thing to bring up here is that everything the studios have been doing with streaming and conditioning the audience to wait for these movies, because in my own personal opinion, and I've said this a lot of times too around you guys know what I'm going to say here, is I think the actual studios that make the movies want to remove the movie theaters because that is a middleman, right? They want to just basically just throw movies on their streaming service and just get all the money from just people just subscribing to the streaming service, because that is just a direct revenue stream for them, instead of having a middleman where you have to negotiate the percentage of ticket sales, actually. But this is just the system we have, honestly.
So what would they do if it wasn't for that? Like, how many just straight up VOD movies are you going on? Like, ooh, that's on VOD now. Let me go there. When is the last VOD you paid for? We know that you've gone to 3. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you're just wrong on this.
No, I'm saying they have a streaming service.
Movies straight to streaming services, they don't generally make money. Like almost every one of these seems to be a loss leader, and it really sucks. They've screwed over
You think they
But
still want to have a middleman?
Look, here's the thing,
Well-
MSK, is that to just put it straight like on HBO Max or something like that, because it's like, oh, well, we're going to get the subscriptions from it. But a lot of the people that are subscribed to HBO Max are already subscribed to HBO Max. Putting Superman
No.
on there is
I
not going to
agree.
generate a bunch of new subscriptions. What
Yeah.
Gray's saying is you've got that
But
VOD
I don't listen to cloud chasers
audience
like Gray. What the heck?
that you're going to get that extra, that's kind of making up for what the physical media used to be. So Superman made, what was it?
660
over
something like that.
600 million, 620, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And then you also got the VOD portion of
Right.
that, which was 30 days later. And what Gray's saying is that, yeah, you got people who would much rather wait, 30 days. I can pay $20 with all of my family here. We can go get some popcorn at the store and some drinks for a third of the price at the movie theater. And we can all watch this movie on our 75-inch or 50-inch television.
Yeah.
And we don't have MSK eating the chili cheese nachos next to us.
No, okay.
And we don't have to report those numbers either. So I know it's MSK math, so I'm sure it didn't make 12 times the initial budget of it, so he's going to call it a flop. But with like Superman, I believe the budget was 3 something, it made 6 something, so it pretty much made it to the black. I know
The
MSK,
black.
you hate when you
The
hear that,
black.
but
Especially when you throw in the VOD.
but
We don't
yeah,
know.
that's what I was going to say. You
Oh.
throw in that VOD, I'm sure it was profitable. I bet you they anticipated way more profit than it got, but that one's not a loss, like you're calling it.
Like so before, we don't know those numbers. I'm only going to go off the numbers that I've seen. Like they don't report the VOD numbers, but that's not what I'm.
But a lot of these movies, like from what we're hearing from a lot of the directors involved in it, like Roadhouse comes to mind. Doug Liman, he's a very famous director. He is awesome. In part of his contract with Prime, it was supposed to be distributed to theaters.
Yes.
They decided not to do that. Part of his compensation was based off of box office revenue.
Yeah.
So he basically just got screwed out a bunch of money.
With the director of the Spider-Man Tamala movies, with that movie Wolves that came out with George Clooney or something.
Yeah, that was Apple's version of that. So it really sucks. So right now, Prime is making a follow-up to the Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse movie. It's Roadhouse 2. And Doug Liman is so pissed at them and what they did. He's actually working on his own Roadhouse 2. He went to the guy who wrote the original Roadhouse and has the rights to that. He bought the rights from him. There's now 2 Roadhouse 2s in production currently. So you got Roadhouse 2 Dalton, which is Doug Liman's follow-up to the original Swayze version. And then we've got the follow-up with Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know, man. I got a feeling people are going to flock to the theater to actually see the follow-up to
No. I'm not
Patrick
talking about
Swayze one.
consumers. I'm not talking about consumers. What I'm talking about is the movie studios. This is what I think. I think they would rather just have people subscribe to their streaming services and then they just drop the movies on VOD, like you guys said. Now, because
So when's the last movie that you heard like, hey, there's a direct to DVD, we gotta rent this right now?
That's terrible. That it only makes sense business wise to do
So
that.
that's what's happening with the VODs. I don't think you're going to go straight to VOD to be like, yes, they released this at VOD right now. But if they release it in theater and then 30 days later it's on VOD, I think you've got that actual audience. I think you've got that advertising.
Yeah.
And essentially the theatrical run is that advertising for knowing this will be coming to VOD soon.
Mm-hmm.
The smartest thing that the studios could do is you got it in the theater, you get what you can out of that. You release it to VOD 45, 60 days later, and you don't release it to HBO Max, Netflix, any of this stuff until you hit a 6-month mark.
Yeah.
Give it some time to where people will have to go and pay for it in order to avoid spoilers, to really go see what it is that they want to. I think you could make more of a profit off of the films if they did it that way. Releasing it to the streaming services, Netflix, HBO, all of this stuff right away, I think that actually hurts them. Now, maybe not as much if you release it to like Netflix or something, and it's
and Netflix did that.
And it's a Warner Brothers film or whatever, because they have to lease it over there, so they're going to get the money for that. But to release it onto HBO Max and your Warner Brothers, that's like taking $10 out of your right pocket and putting it into your left pocket. You're not really generating any money off of that. So the smartest way to do it would be to release it in theaters for a good 45, 60-day run, and then you release it to VOD for, 2-3 months, and then you release it the other. Give it some time, and you could see more profit off of it.
Yeah, because I think for the studios, to me it looks like they actively just want to get rid of the theaters by all their decisions that they're making. Like I said, for the blockbusters used to be back in the day, they would wait some odd months. I think it was like 6 months max. Let it be in the theaters. Now they just take them away in 3 weeks. They take them away in 3 weeks, and people go, well, how can a movie even have any longevity if they're taking it out in 3 months? So for me, I think they do kind of not want to do theaters anymore. But then again, they know how bad that would actually be if they ever did that. But I think with all the actions they've been, taking and doing, and everything they've been trying to muster with all the way that movies are made.
Mustard?
Oh, mustard. Sorry, jokes aside, it's just that I don't know, honestly. Like,
Yeah, pun intended.
blockbusters barely survive. Not just barely survive, barely make any money. They barely are there long enough. Like, they basically want to entice you to go to the theaters to have an event, but then the consumers, like the consumers, know they can just wait 2 extra weeks out of the month, and that movie will be there on a streaming service. It'll be on one of them, like guaranteed eventually.
We don't live in that type of world anymore. So what was like 5 months ago? Like the Minecraft movie? Hey, MSK, does the Minecraft movie feel fresh? Does it feel like something that you'd want to see now?
It was very depressing. We were joking about suicide.
I'm not a loser. Only losers watch that movie. So,
hey, Chicken Jockey.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the meme of the town back then. It was everywhere.
Also to bring up, this what we're going to cover right here. So some of these accolades that have been really bad the last couple of years in the theaters, I remember even Variety reporting on them. Like a few years ago, we had like a record low Thanksgiving year, record low Christmas year, record low fall period. Like, we had the fall of Gray. It was even lower than that. Gray, you were a record low fall this past year. Where's your content, man?
What can I say? I've stepped up my appearances on the MSK show, and it's just been downhill since there. It's really hard to maintain the constant production when you're just brought down to these low depths. But I don't deny that October has had really bad box office.
Did you see all these movies like Tron and Smashing
so
Machine?
Tron doesn't. So I saw the Smashing Machine, and I saw a bunch of other ones from October. The Smashing Machine is a weird one. Like, I guess because it's the Safdie brothers, people just assume that it was going to be like Uncut Gems. But man, it's a weird choice because there is this documentary that uses the actual guy that's also called The Smashing Machine that was award-winning, and it basically tells the same story, but actually goes into some of the grittiness.
Yeah, they kind of did what you remember James Franco, the disaster artist? Like it was basically like it was like a biopsy pic / a semi remake of The Room in the same movie, which is weird.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like the exact scenes just didn't quite play the same way. Like it's not that lightning in a bottle that got captured, which is just weird. But yeah, MSK, how many of these October movies did you see?
So the only one I heard of was Smashing Machine because Rock. I saw the.
We
clip
didn't ask you what you heard of.
I saw the clip.
We asked you how many you saw. So zero.
That's a zero. It's a zero.
Yeah.
So saying no chili nachos for you.
Not this one. But I did see the clip online with The Rock where you got that.
Oh, well, you watched a clip then. Okay, we're good.
No, it wasn't. It was when
Bob, you saw Tron at least, right?
I saw Tron. I saw The Black Phone 2. I did see Frankenstein.
I didn't see Frankenstein yet, but also saw Black Phone 2, and I like that way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, it was better than what I expected. I didn't think it was nearly as good as the first one, but as far as the sequel goes, I still would rate it at least a 6 out of 10. I thought it was entertaining. It's better than a lot of other horror sequels I've seen.
So for me, all I saw was that standing ovation that The Rock got with Emily Blunt. That's all I saw, that because he was promoting the movie, and people had said that this was his lowest opening weekend movie ever, like lowest grossing movie ever. But then again, these movies, from what I remember, even back in the day, didn't really. These were never like huge box office hits, like what do you call them from films? It's where you base
biopsy film.
Yeah, these were never like the hugest moneymakers anyway. To be fair, if I'm being completely fair there from that assessment. So I know The Rock had talked about he wanted to make more films that he wanted to do than the other, like, as Gray always says, the popcorn movies that'll just be the big money makers. So, I mean, if he's willingly going into it, knowing it's not going to make a lot of money, sure, I guess. But then again, when you're hot, rich, and good looking like me, then that's how things change. October box office plunges to 3-decade low as flops like Tron Ares, Smashing Machine pile up.
Hey, MSK, if you were to guess how many years 3 decades is, what would you say?
I would say that I am 2 glasses short of being a horchata.
A horchata.
So you're not sure then?
So it
Let's
just
go
depends
with
on
that.
the day.
More than 2 glasses, that's for sure.
Well, 3 decades according to the math, 3 decades equal 30 years. So
See, that's why we have King Style. He's a Jaguar.
3 tens, 3 decades.
3 ho-tens, actually. So October was a bust at the box office as big budget tentpoles and awards contenders like Disney's Tron Ares and Dwayne Johnson's The Smashing Machine struggled to sell tickets. I'll be honest here. These movies are always very hard sells. This type of film. And is there
I don't know,
really...
man.
What?
Well, so it's like it is a biopic, but it's also like a sports movie. A lot of the time, those are kind of, you can bank on them. They're going to generally bring in some good fanfare and probably some sort of Oscar thing. They're trying to. I mean, it had a lot of buzz going with it. They got Trent Reznor and Atticus something to do the soundtrack to it, and man, they put those guys everywhere with it. I was really interested in seeing it specifically for the soundtrack, but I have not heard good things.
Overall revenues for the month were tragic, with $425 million across all titles, the worst collective haul since October 1997, when psychological thriller Kiss the Girls slasher I Know What You Did Last Summer and supernatural mindbender The Devil's Advocate were the top grossing titles with $385 million, not adjusted for inflation. The ignomia, what in the world? What words are these? Put smaller words here for me. Help me out. The record doesn't include 2020.
Wait. What record is it? Could you say that one more time?
The words. The record doesn't include 2020, when the theaters hadn't rebounded from the pandemic and major studios were less than eager to unveil new films. Then again, I don't think anybody that talks about this stuff even counts 2020. That's pretty much just like a...
No, 2020, everybody wants to forget about 2020. It never happened. Nobody, it was the worst business. Even 2021, nobody wants to remember that because that's like a part 2. It's like a sequel.
Hey, MSK. Question. I'm pretty sure you've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm just assuming here. I'm assuming that you never watched Kiss the Girls, right?
I Know What You Did Last Summer is with Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's the original one, right?
Sure.
I remember watching that.
He's actually in all of them, so.
But I'm guessing you're not interested in Kiss the Girls?
I very much...
In reality, he's not either.
I think kissing girls is gay and chasing women is gay overall. So,
oh yeah? Do you what type of occasion would it be if you were to try to kiss a girl?
It would be a Diddy party. So
oh, okay.
Okay. Halloween ended a rather challenging month.
Hey, what type of Halloween?
A suspicious Halloween, a spooktacular.
Is it suspicious though?
A spooktacular.
I mean, that does not say spooktacular, sir.
I make my own words when I read. We're entertaining people, Gray. You have to make love to men to entertain the audience, Gray.
What? What?
It's the Tuesday. My brain is fried. Don't count what I'm saying here.
It's not Tuesday. And no, you don't have to do that for the audience. I think the audience would appreciate not doing that.
Please don't.
This has been a very inauspicious episode here.
All right. Halloween ended a rather challenging
What
month.
type of Halloween?
Good Lord. I had sex with a lot of women, obviously. Okay, jokes aside. Halloween ended a rather challenging month of October at the box office, says Paul Dergarabedian. Okay. Sure enough.
You tried that one, but not inauspicious?
Oh, God. Words are hard, Gray. I'm black. Actually, I'm white from the waist down, too. Sure enough, this Halloween was especially dreadful, with grosses between Friday and Sunday at just $49 million, marking the worst weekend of the entire year, as holdover titles like Paramount's Colleen Hoover adaptation Regretting You. No, guys, I'm not saying that for women that have dated me. That's an actual movie. It's from the lady who wrote the book of It Ends With Us, was Blake Lively's movie last year. Paramount's Colleen Hoover adaptation Regretting You and Universal's scary sequel, Black Phone 2, topped North American charts. Several reasons were to blame for the scary low turnout, including a dearth of new releases, as well as the misfortune of Halloween landing on a Friday, which meant families were distracted by trick-or-treating. Then there was Sunday night's Major League Baseball championships, which, the Los Angeles Dodgers win the World Series over the Toronto Blue Jays in a nail-biting Game 7. So, okay.
So, to sum up, you're into dearth, aren't you, MSK? You're all about the dearth up in here.
I'm all about that bass, no trouble. So, okay. I think we should go over that. And also, I would like to, so all of you and Bob can answer this for me too. From what I know, from what I'm looking at, there wasn't like as many Halloween movies released during this specific October than other years, right? It felt like there wasn't a lot of low budget horror movies coming out this year, just for this month.
Like I didn't see a lot that was coming out that just like popped. And I think that's part of the problem with this. Like, so you had Tron that came out at the beginning of the month. I mean, we're talking 15 years since the last one, and Tron was already a niche audience to begin with. And it's 15 years since the last film. You got rid of the previous cast. You were going to lose some interest in it, just off that alone. Then the Black Phone 2, again, I enjoyed it, but it's not a film that people were, clamoring for a sequel for that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they were supposed to release Mortal Kombat 2 towards the end of the month.
It was in October.
Got held off. So that probably could have helped the month of October had it released then, but it got pushed off because they think that they can do better with a summer release. And looking at these numbers, they probably could have.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, does some of this other stuff, the World Series and Halloween falling on a flat Friday, does that affect some of it? Sure, it affects some of it, but it doesn't affect the whole month leading up to it, So,
and keep in mind, that's the whole month. This Halloween, that was just that week.
I think at the end of the day, this goes back to the fact that there were no event films that drove people out to the theaters. These are films that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I could just wait for streaming on this one. You had Frankenstein release, but that releases to Netflix here.
That was Netflix, right?
Later this Friday. So
it was kind of a limited release too.
Yeah, it's a very limited release on that one. And if they had been smart, they would have released it for a couple of months and then released it to Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just nothing that really drove people out to the theaters.
Well, and there were some weird ones. So a lot of people were going to see Chainsaw Man, which hell yeah, I understand. Like that's kind of an event. And then it was also the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. That was kind of an event thing. But it seems like a lot of the other movies were like Good Fortune, which is that angel comedy, Roofman, One Battle After Another is still out, and then the Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. They're kind of weird Halloween movies. Like, I don't know why this would be around that time, where we do have some interesting ones coming up. Begonia is kind of a horror alien thing. Predator, Badlands, Running Man. There's some that would have fit a little bit better with, say, if we were going for like a Halloween thing. And there's a couple other horror ones that are coming out a little bit later this year, but kind of interesting releases for this time.
Yeah, I think, like you just mentioned several of them. I think we're going to see a much better November. I'm not saying that it's going to be record breaking or anything like that, but just off of Wicked alone, they should do pretty well at the box office. I do think The Running Man is going to do pretty well. You got Predator, which people seem to be interested in that one. I know I want to go see it.
Those seem like the releases that would get people, because I remember it was the year that Black Panther 2 came out. They had said that was the lowest Thanksgiving weekend ever. If it can't get worse than that, then I hope not.
Oh, it can always get worse.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What's the Thanksgiving film this year? It's Zootopia 2, isn't it?
I think it is.
I think so.
Right.
That's gonna drive a lot of people to the theaters as well, because people are gonna have to go take their kids. So between Wicked and some of the other films we already mentioned, I do think
also Avatar 3. Like, even if it's like a 50% drop on that, I think that's still going to be like at least $500 million. Like all those other ones are billion ones. So I'm assuming even if this is a fraction of it, it's still not going to be in the red.
The highest grossing movies ever that no one remembers. Absolutely insane. But no,
part of that goes back to that they are event films. You have to go see it in the theater because of the special effects, the 3D. Go see it on the IMAX. I mean, it becomes an event that people need to go see. So
take your wife, take the whole family. I can't do either of those things, but then again, it's always geared towards me. But
that's because your wife's boyfriend is always taking her. So
that's true, and he's always taking it in her butt too. Now, that's the thing is, I think this isn't good. Like, it's not good to hear this, but I will say that Halloween following on Friday wasn't good for any new releases because, well, if we expect families to go and watch these movies, because there have been families that have taken their kids to scary movies. That's always been a thing. Well, they're not going on Friday when it comes trick-or-treating. That's not happening. They're not sacrificing kids getting free candy for movies. It's just not going to happen, obviously. Unless you just don't celebrate Halloween, which, that's the case, though. And Black Phone 2, I watched the first movie. I liked the first movie a lot. I thought it was pretty good, but, like, nothing in my mind was like, I want a sequel to that. Thought it was a pretty...
They did it differently than you would assume. It's got some vibes of some other ones, but man, as far as horror sequels, it's not the worst one out there.
You would say solid overall, right?
It's pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. I liked the Black Phone too. I mean, there are times I don't think they were sure if they wanted to be a Nightmare on Elm Street film or a Black Phone sequel, but at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. I mean, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Bright spots for the month, including Taylor Swift's The Release Party of a Showgirl. Okay, guys, we're not gay lesbians. We don't watch Taylor Swift shit,
So somehow that one didn't come onto my radar. I missed that one. I did see the Chainsaw Man
out for the Taylor Swift movie, Gray. What?
Yeah, the Taylor Swift movie kicked the Rock's movie's ass. The Smashing Machine, which is kind of embarrassing that it was a music video, basically a compilation of her music video / her concert tours, and it wasn't a movie.
Also, we have Sony and Crunchyroll's Chainsaw Man, which Warren, who is on the show here, he watched it. He said he loved it a lot. I tried watching one episode of the anime, just not my thing. I thought it was really cringy and gay, honestly. But, if you did like it, that's good. And also, anime movies with every single release now recently have been doing some big numbers. Like the last Demon Slayer movies did very well. The last Dragon Ball Super movies did very well. The One Piece movie with, what's it called? One Piece Film Red did very well. So, there is a market here for anime movies coming out, which is good, actually. We're few and far between and weren't enough to compensate for high-profile misses like After the Hunt, Disney and 20th Century's Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, and Jennifer Lopez's musical adaptation, Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Great. Who watched that? I know I heard the name of that, but I don't know if anybody watched it. Sci-fi sequel, Tron Ares.
Which one were you talking about? Are you talking about the Spider-Woman, or are you talking about the Deliver Me from?
No, this one.
I saw the Springsteen one. I did not see the Lopez one.
Oh, okay. Sci-fi sequel Tron Ares, $126 million globally against a $180 million budget. That's a flop. An A24 Smash Machine, $19 million against a $50 million budget, were particularly expensive for their respective studios to produce and resulted in tens of millions of dollars in theatrical losses. But movies of all sizes and genres, including the family adventure Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, took in $68 million. Channing Tatum led dramedy Roofman, $27 million. Asses, and Sorry's fantastical comedy. Good Fortune.
Asses and Sorry's.
It's Aziz. I'm sorry.
It's asses.
I was making a joke there. Glad you guys caught on. And neon supernatural thriller Shelby Oaks, 3.2 million, struggled to appeal to their target audiences.
Yeah, but the niche audience got Stockmanized.
Oh, that is Chris Stubbs' movie. Yep. But that's a horror movie, so that's expected though. Like this is made on like a budget of fucking $1,000 probably.
It also is an extremely limited release. It's not like that was released in the same amount of theaters as like the Smashing Machine or anything.
The major releases for this month failed to deliver. Simple as that, says box office analyst Jeff Brock of Exhibitor Relations. He also believes that Hollywood underdelivered on scary movies during the spookiest month of the year. Yeah, that was my thing. Like, usually in October, you will see trailers and a bunch of ads for the most random horror movies that are just the most throwaway shit ever. We didn't really get that this year, honestly. You know, the biggest month for Halloween was not really much draws. Like a few years ago, they dropped like the Terrifier movies, and those were like the biggest hits during the month of October. Apart from the moderately successful Black Phone 2, there just weren't enough horror films to entice moviegoers. Brock adds, that should be a no-brainer. Overall, it's been an up and down year. April was unexpectedly huge with a Minecraft movie and Sinners, while March was abysmal with Snow White and the Alto Night. Currently, box office returns are 2.9% ahead of 2024, a gap that's been rapidly shrinking since summer, when ticket sales were 25% ahead of last year. Meanwhile, domestic revenues remain more than 22% behind pre-pandemic times of 2019, according to ComScore. November and December releases, including Zootopia 2, Wicked for Good, and Avatar 3, are expected to close the year on a high note.
See, I think they will, because like Ray was saying, even if Avatar doesn't bring what it did before, I wouldn't doubt if it still makes over $1 billion, just on the fact that, again, these are event films. And Zootopia 2, that's going to drive people out there. And then the first Wicked made over 700,000 or 700 million at the box office. I'm pretty sure that most people who saw the first one are going to go see the second one as well. So I'm convinced that's going to draw maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but at least around the same amount.
For sure. And all of those seem like they're pretty big international draws as well, where like Superman is pretty niche American. So like if they're not making USA money, they're not really making it on the world. I think Avatar was just as big with the world. It's kind of like the dinosaur movies. For some reason, people want to see those weird creatures.
The last quote is, not to fear, though. Bach says, holiday season kicks into gear next weekend, and Hollywood will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. And you know what happens after holiday season? January hits. And then, well, everyone's broke from the holidays, so like don't go to the theaters in January. Like January, for what I know, is typically the worst month for theater going. Like there's nobody going that shit. So
there's some really interesting ones. There's like 3 of them from Fantastic Fest that I really wanted to see that are all getting January release dates that have been getting really high praises from a lot of the reviewers. So I don't know, maybe we'll buck that mold. But you didn't mention one of the horror movies that released at the beginning of this month that I got to check out at Fantastic Fest, Coyotes. It's this horror comedy with Justin Long. It's not the worst, but man, it did no business. And sucks. Deserve better. I think that was also a Neon release.
All right, so we'll do our closing thoughts and opinions on this. We'll start with King Style. Oh, if he's still around, I think he's maybe getting head from a girl in his own house, which would be a W in and of itself, Thanks. But until he comes back, we'll start with Gray. What do you think about why the box office was down very badly?
I think you can't just bank on people consuming anything. You got to give them a reason to. And sadly, I don't think just hey, check it out, The Rock with some painted on hair. I don't think that's enough to get people into the theaters.
Especially in October, releasing that movie. That's probably the worst time you could release it in general.
There's some awesome ones, like Predator Badlands. I think it's currently estimated to make like 45 million this weekend. It's definitely going to be kind of the big release. I don't know if that would have been enough to save October, but man, I would have stretched some of these out because I think maybe it's not Begonia because I think that one's already out, but Running Man and there's like 2 other ones that are all releasing this next weekend. Maybe they could have spread those out a little bit more, and then the whole box office would have gone up. Because it seems like there's a bunch of really killer ones that are going until the end of the year, but man, October kind of sucked. Looking at all of those. I don't know who's going to get super excited for Roof Man. I don't think that was the one that's going to, get us there. And looking at all these other ones that we listed, just none of them are that exciting. I love music and I love biopics or biopsy films, as we call them around here. But man, that Springsteen one, it kind of did nothing for me. And it sucks because I love all the actors involved in it, but it was just kind of a nothing. Man, I don't understand. Like, why can't we get one of these biopsy picks right?
A nothing burger? You meant it gave you a nothing burger.
I don't think it was even a burger. It was like a nothing salad, man.
Damn, that's like my.
I think it's because too many agendas, Gray. It's like either it's a hit piece on the person you're making the movie on, or the guy or girl wants them to look like a god. Like, oh my god, I could never do wrong. I'm amazing. It's never the reality or the in between. And that's dangerous. Like the only one that I could think of is the Ray Charles one. That one was good because
that was very good. Yeah,
it was because if Ray had it his way, it would be you're never gonna know about my drug addictions or me going blind or losing my brother at a young age. No, they ditched it out right on screen, and you saw that his story as if you were there when it happened, and I like that.
Yeah. Also, just to add on to your point, though, that style of movie, it has its audience, but I'm not saying once you've seen one, you kind of seen them all, but they do have that distinct feeling about them, though, like, or what was that one with Elvis Presley? It was the Elvis.
Are you talking Elvis or are you talking Priscilla?
It was Elvis. Yeah, it was Elvis. It was with Austin Butler. Did you like that one?
Yeah, that was Elvis. It was okay. I think Austin Butler's been kind of stuck in an Elvis impression since then, but the film was okay. I think his Elvis was better than Jacob Elordi's version in Priscilla, but I don't know. It's just interesting that we got 2 different takes on Elvis in the same year, but I didn't hate it. Again, I guess I was kind of hoping that they'd get into a little bit more of the grittiness because there's more in that story, but yeah, I didn't hate it. I like that one more than the Springsteen one. There's not much of a story, and supposedly a lot of it's made up because he didn't have adversity. So they put his father beating him as a kid. And it's like, well, that didn't actually ever happen. So I don't know.
King Style, what did you think about the box office having a 30-year, low after this past weekend at the box office?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's terrible. Like they could have. I don't know. They need to entice people to go into the theaters and also charge the ticket prices the right way, and also understand the accommodation for people who are struggling in certain years or the decade. Because remember, we just got past the pandemic, and then people want to buy Christmas gifts and all that, right? People aren't going to go to certain places or watch certain things or buy things if they're trying to save things for a rainy day later. That's just the reality of it. Because if you don't, you're fucked. You're screwed.
Then what do I buy my wife's boyfriend for Christmas then, King?
I think he already has the gift. Your wife.
Good Lord.
I would say a pearl necklace to strangle him with.
God. In Minecraft, joking. Allegedly. Said by
joking.
A guy named King Style on the MSK show, Bob, what do you think?
Because you don't have a wife, so that's me saying that hypothetically doesn't mean shit.
Bob, what do you think about why things have gotten this is bad? Everyone's these are accolades happening year after year. Before it was the lowest fall, then it was the lowest Thanksgiving, then you had the lowest summer. Now everything is just like not going up.
Yeah, well, I agree that a lot of it was the choice of movies during the month.
Yeah.
Again, Tron 15 years, you get rid of the cast. It was already a niche audience to begin with. That's just a fact. And then again, Predator, like Gray said, probably would have been better. You moved Mortal Kombat out of October, so there were movies that could have been better for this month that would have driven people to the box office or to the theater a little bit more than the movies that did. Again, the only one here that really interested me was the Black Phone 2. Well, and Frankenstein, but again, that was a limited release.
Yeah.
So it's not a shock that it was this bad because I don't think they really gave us the product that people wanted. So yeah, I think that's the biggest issue here. It wasn't the World Series. It wasn't Halloween because that was at the end of the month. Yeah, all of that led up to it.
Yeah,
was pretty bad.
Because keep in mind, Halloween, it's weird. You can't really blame that day specifically, even though it's kind of odd that Halloween did fall on a Friday. Usually it's on like a Wednesday, Thursday kind of thing. The whole month of October didn't do well. It wasn't even just on that day. Also, that should be taken into consideration when we have these holidays on like these different days than are normally on. It's like, okay, we should expect families not to go to the theaters on Halloween, which is trick-or-treating day. It's not going to happen. Also, the whole World Series of baseball, that wouldn't have, I don't know how that would have an effect on you going to the movies because not everyone's a baseball fan. So baseball is usually for fucking losers anyway, who, pitch balls and knock them out and then receive and, give them. So, I'm a Chad. I watch basketball and football. That's just me personally. Also,
then here's another point. Gray mentioned Back to the Future, the 40th anniversary. They released it on Halloween. I mean, didn't the day that Marty initially traveled back from, wasn't it October 25th or October 26th? You could have released it the week before,
yep.
And probably driven more people out for that then, as opposed to releasing it on Halloween.
Yeah. And I think the selection of movies had to deal with it too. Like usually for month of October, I don't have ad blockers, so I see all the trailers and everything. Usually get like these crazy like spin-off Halloween movies of like serial killers and shit like that. None of that this year. It felt like they just didn't put in. It felt like they mismarketed the month of October this year, and I think that's
MSK
the month not doing.
What's the last horror movie you saw?
Horror.
Okay, horror movie you saw. Did you in?
Maybe it was Trap. Does Trap count as a horror thriller movie? Kind of.
No, it doesn't. Like it's scary how bad it is, but it's not a horror movie.
You're right.
That's an M. Night Shyamalan one, and that's from last year, sir. I don't think you can talk about them mismanaging if you're not going out to see anything interesting. You didn't go to see Coyotes. You didn't go to see Good Boy. There's some decent horror films that came out this year, but they're smaller. I don't know why they weren't released a little bit closer to Halloween, but still, they didn't make a ton of bank. But both of those were pretty decent. Good Boy especially. Who doesn't want to see a ghost movie from the POV of a dog? It's great.
Yeah, so for me, that's just kind of my, thoughts and opinions. I think they need to, if you're gearing a month, if you know the month's coming up and it's a holiday season, there has to be movies coming out in that month at that moment in time that are just designed for that month. Like Christmas flicks should be Christmas, obviously. Thanksgiving flicks and Thanksgiving, obviously. It would be weird. Like that, there was that one time back in the day. Remember when they released the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 in June? People were like, "What? Why the fuck would you ever do that?" They released. I'm not kidding. They released.
Could have been a January release.
Universal released Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 in June. It's just like, why are you doing? So when I say mismanage the month, I mean they mismanaged the releasing of targeted movies for that month specifically. So yeah. So. I don't know what the box office is, life expectancy is going to be in the next couple of years. This every time we go over this, we're getting into some bad accolades here. It's getting awful. So, god damn. But you know what? What'll always be a thing is I can get my chili cheese nachos eventually at the theaters when that machine is fixed. And he lied to me about them, and I hope I get it. But no, I'll just eat like an ice cream sandwich or like some other shit.
What the hell? They have ice cream sandwiches at your stupid theater?
Yeah.
What the hell kind of theater is this? No, they serve popcorn and sody pop at mine. That's it, man.
Aren't there like Starbucks in some of these theaters too? I like the ones that have a Starbucks and like a pizza place too. Those are really good, honestly. I
will say my theater, they don't have ice cream sandwiches, but they got those like those Toll House cookie sandwiches.
Oh,
okay, fair
those are
enough.
good.
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
good.
Those are
Yeah,
great.
those are good.
Yeah. And as we leave, people are going to understand this is a common thing amongst like people have families or even have a significant other. Gas to go, paying the tickets, buying concessions when you're there. Then you leave. You still want to eat. Gas back home. Then
Wait, you're still hungry after the chili cheese nachos and
Yeah.
your ice cream sandwich?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're
And
eating
you've
li-
got
like
gas to
snacks.
go?
don't, dude, you're sitting down in a dark room for 2 hours. Dude, I eat that stuff and maybe like 30 minutes or less into the movie. Actually, no, I eat that shit when the trailers are playing. I'm already done with my food like before the movie even starts, honestly. You know? So I'm like hungry as fuck after the movie's over. So like, people understand if like you have like there's a commenter that I have on the show, Orange Avenger. He's got like 4 kids. You know how much money it's gonna cost him to go to the theaters consistently to watch
Yeah,
like
but
a
his
movie?
theater, apparently they converted it into a full service menu at your seat. You just order on your phone and they bring it to you. That is awesome.
Oh, we don't have that
I
here.
guarantee you they do not serve chili cheese nachos there because it's a high class establishment.
Hey, I love my chili cheese nachos when I go, but just looking at it from all different aspects, I hope things turn around for the box office. I really do. And your big boy MSK, the top G, will be going to support these movies in his mind at some point when his wife doesn't end up being a ran through cum dumpster with like 6 black guys. So thank you guys for checking out this
Hypothetical.
in Minecraft, allegedly said by a guy named MSK on the MSK show. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we are going to be signing out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. See you later. Wow. So I had sex with a lot of girls, as you guys know, which is
Did you
not
just pull
true.
hair out of your mouth?
I think I did. Good Lord. But it's because I have bangs, and sometimes that happens.
God only knows what it was that he pulled out of his mouth.
What do you think? I pull like an anal bead out of my mouth?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I buy.
Pretty sure you have.
What the fuck?
Wow.
They converted our
Somebody
local
has
theater.
to, man.
Oh, that's all. No, if you guys ever came to my city, our theater is bad. It's just not good. Like,
Is the
if you want
seat are the seats broken? Like are some of the seats broken?
dude, I'm not lying to you, man. We just got those chairs that recline like 2 years ago. Those chairs that recline, they don't even recline because they said that if they got the guy out here to get the chairs to recline, it would cost a lot of money. Our chairs don't recline. We finally got the fucking big sofa chairs that everyone has. Our theater needed like renovations out the ass, and the new owners have did a great job of making the place look better. I will give them that. It looks a lot better than it used to. But to get the better theater experience, you would have to like drive out of town like 30 minutes down the hill and shit like that. And that's where the Cinemark is, where the AMC's at. I love going to the Cinemark. I love going. My preferred food is getting chicken wings and some coffee.
What is wrong with you and your
chicken
food
wings.
choices?
Chicken
and
wings
fucking
with
movies,
coffee.
man.
That's
Bro,
that's stomach.
Chicken
oh no,
wings.
my butthole is gonna be exploding after that. Just
Especially if
saying.
it has hot sauce and
I don't do
blue
hot sauce. No,
cheese
hot sauce
with
is
it.
disgusting. Oh God, Lord.
Okay, so
okay,
so
but-
you're not going to be that bad.
No.
But this theater renovation, it had to drive up the ticket price, right? That's the one thing that I miss. We used to have this ghetto ass, like it was a horrible thing. Like every seat was sticky, so you'd have to kind of bring in a coat or something to like sit on. But man, it was like the dollar movie theater. Like it was just awesome. So many summers I just spent like the entire day there going like
We
from
get the special
movie
releases
to movie
like
to movie.
we typically get the special releases like those big anniversary releases. The theater will get those, but if it's anything niche like you guys bring up, no, we'll never get that shit. Like like Netflix does like the limit. We'll never. I think we got one Netflix movie here, and that was that Idris Elba one from 2021. There Can Be Only One, and I like that movie a lot. It was a great movie, but like that was the only time we ever got a Netflix release here for some reason. We had an early screen. They had an early screener for Clifford the Big Red Dog. Who wants an early screener of that? But
So you're saying you were in the theater alone?
okay, so what was that movie that Rachel Zegler did with this Steven Spielberg remake? Oh my god.
West Side Story?
Hmm?
The Sharks versus the Jets?
Yes. So it got a re-release here, and then dude, the theater was it wasn't packed. Had a lot of old people. It was like an old folks kind of night, or old folks kind of like senior day. There was a lot of people in there. They actually wanted to watch it, and like our theaters just. I mean, it's all right. Like I don't dog on it. They work with what they got. But if I'm going to Cinemark or AMC, I'm getting me chicken wings. I'm getting me if they have a Starbucks in there, I'm getting the vanilla bean, a caramel one. Woo!
Hold on, a vanilla bean
There's Starbucks
caramel
in there.
with chicken wings.
And barbecue sauce. Yeah, barbecue sauce chicken wings.
So you're eating ice cream and barbecue sauce chicken wings, and you're doing this during a movie.
So typically, if I'm going out of town, I don't get the ice cream sandwich because there's no need to because they have a better selection of food there. I don't usually get because they'll have a Pizza Hut.
You said vanilla bean like Starbucks thing. That doesn't sound like it's coffee. I'm pretty sure you're eating straight up like just ice cream. You're calling it with the frou-frou name.
That's the drink that I always got at Starbucks is a caramel vanilla. It's a vanilla bean with caramel drizzle. That's what they call it. So that's what I always got at Starbucks.
Well, it sounds like you're getting vanilla beans instead of coffee beans there.
It sounds like a latte. That's ice cream. It sounds like a weird latte thing.
I don't know.
Really regular coffee.
Like regular coffee, I don't know who drinks black coffee because that's for homosexuals. But no,
it's for real men. I understand that it intimidates you, but it's delicious.
Good, dude.
So no, you have to go out of town for the better movie theaters. So like my local movie theater, it's not horrible, but it's like the food selection is really not that good. It's like that's why I have to get the
dude. It's nachos. A movie theater. They're not even supposed to have nachos with chili sauce on them. Like, come on.
What
They're not supposed to have chicken wings or ice cream sandwiches.
What else do you want me to get? The fucking Skittle packs? Okay, I could get those.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, I can't do it, man.
If you need some like milk duds or whatever, you can get that too. But that's as far as it goes.
Milk duds
get a hot dog, man. I mean, the theater hot dogs are good. Fine.
I never had a bad experience with those. I don't get the pretzels. Pretzels are I'm good on those.
Well, Orange Avenger is awesome, and I can see why he gets the name Orange Avenger because he likes Earl Grey tea. With the bergamot orange peel in there. It's delicious.
The
just
chicken
a little
wings
spot
when I went to the AMC or Cinemark were amazing. Chicken wings at the theater, woo! Good lord, I get 2 pack. Oh, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I love.
Who the fuck eats chicken wings during a movie? That you're like licking the bones loudly and then licking your fingers.
Popcorn is eaten loudly. What are you talking about?
I know that you don't just eat it. Okay, so popcorn crunches kind of loudly and you hear somebody rustling in the bag. But when you're sitting there eating chicken wings, I just know that you're going like,
Okay, I don't do that. That's just, that's how I had an orgasm with my wife last night, Oh, God. Hi, Primetime Ray. How you doing, man? So, I'll be honest here. Also, chicken wings, like, they make less of a mess than popcorn does. Like, popcorn makes...
Wait.
Don't think
chicken
that's
wings
true.
Make less of a mess?
Yeah.
How are you eating popcorn?
People throw
Do you also put barbecue sauce on the popcorn?
No. Oh, that sounds like cum on popcorn. I'm good. Nope.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you get the shakes? Like, do you just spill it everywhere? Like, very rarely, unless you trip, do you spill popcorn.
So, you guys have AMC and Cinemark at your cities, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do they have Starbucks or like Pizza Huts in there or anything like that in the theater?
Well, yeah, at the Cinemark near that I usually go to, they serve pizza and all that. And
then dude, some of the other ones across town
have like a grill.
Yeah,
I like get hamburgers and stuff like that. So I get what you're talking about.
I like that stuff more. I can't really do like popcorn. To me, it's not that's bad. It's not I hate popcorn. I like popcorn a lot, but I don't know. It doesn't hit for me same way it used to.
When's the last time you had popcorn?
At the theater?
Tell me. What's the date? No, it doesn't have to be at the theater. You said you love popcorn, so tell me, how much do you love popcorn?
Those little.
Did you have popcorn in 2025?
Those little crunch popcorns. I've forgotten how. What are they called? Crunch and Munch. That's popcorn.
Crunch and Munch?
You never had Crunch and Munch?
I've had it. I prefer Fiddle Faddle to Crunch and Munch.
Crunch and Munch is the fucking.
It's no pirate's booty.
I like the caramel one. I think James likes the butter toffee one.
Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, Cracker Jacks is good. I like it.
Good. Yeah. So Crunch and Munch that's like the only popcorn I still really eat now. like the regular microwave.
Well, that shit is awesome, but that doesn't really count as popcorn. It's toffee.
I'll
man.
eat this.
Really?
I'll eat smart corn because of the cheese,
Oh,
not
okay.
because it's
Oh,
the
that shit's
best.
good.
I'm not saying it's great, but I'm not saying it's the greatest ever popcorn that I had. I like it because it has cheese flavor on it, and you don't get that in normal movie theater popcorn unless they have it.
Oh yeah.
It's always butter and salt or
Do you do
caramel.
extra butter? Good, that's not a word. Do you do extra
Buttle.
butter on your popcorn?
Depending on the popcorn, yes. If not, I'm not going to put a lot of butter on it. That's not good.
Yeah,
for
some
you.
people love extra butter. I never did extra butter. I just always did it just the way it was. Honestly, cheese popcorn is fucking cursed. Like I said before, I like when I go to theaters, I like a specific set of food or snacks that I could eat during the movie.
The other day, I went to the convenience store and I found Reese's Pieces popcorn. So it's chocolate popcorn, and I was tempted to get it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Reese's Pieces, anything is disgusting. Like the candy's
like-
gross.
I'm just like, maybe I should just try it just to say I tried it.
This is the only good
I'm like,
Reese's. It's the regular 2 buttercups right here. Everything else is straight up trash.
No, the shell candy Reese's Pieces are fucking good. What are you talking about?
Did you ever eat the white chocolate ones? Actually felt like I licked the fucking ground. It's white
I never
chocolate
tried the
Reese's.
white
You
chocolate
always
one.
say white is always right. I would have thought it was your chocolate preference as well.
Okay, so
You could not be more wrong on the
did
Reese's
you try
Pieces.
the Reese's
They are awesome.
white chocolate ones? Did you
No,
try
fuck
them?
white chocolate. White chocolate is an abomination. It's
No,
not
no, I
chocolate.
mean
It is
these.
chocolate in name only. Yeah, fuck that. White
This
chocolate is just got cocoa butter in it. That's it. There's no fucking chocolate in it. It doesn't count.
Okay, I'm
But
sorry. Greg,
Reese's
are you a white
Pieces
chocolate
are
sis?
fucking awesome.
You think white chocolate lives matter?
I think white chocolate is not chocolate. It is a lie.
Yeah.
That being said, it can be really tasty.
No, I'm saying like this is the only good Reese's to me. Everything else is Reese's Pieces is disgusting. Reese's cereal is gross. This Reese's white chocolate.
Reese's cereal is good. What are you talking about, man?
What?
Like,
Oh God, no! I can't do it, man.
yeah, it's good. I
Oh,
like
only
chocolate
chicken
cereal
wings with
so-
coffee.
Bruh, try it. That shit hits the spot. That shit.
Yeah, come on,
I'm
man. You
good,
can't
man.
say that chocolate cereal's bad when you have that taste, man. Come on, man.
So white chocolate. So Hershey's cookies and cream. That's the white chocolate that is fine. I like that a lot. But I'm not the biggest white chocolate guy. But that one is fine. You know. White chocolate is my buddy Osiris's streamer name. That's what I should probably call James. White chocolate. There you go. That'll be his name soon. I like that MSK. No, I bought a couple of Reese's at the Dollar General last night, so I ate one earlier. You know, so I had like one of those sweet tooth kind of things, as you say. But no, that's my preferred snacks if you were to ask me. But at my regular theater, since I don't really like the popcorn that's served there, I'll get like an ice cream sandwich or a Snickers ice cream bar or icy or whatever, and it's fine, honestly. So, sex is overrated, as you guys agree, and we'll be heading out of here soon because it's late for you guys over there on the East Coast. I have to get up for work early in the morning because my days off now are Mondays and Fridays now, which is fine. Even though they're split, those are the best 2 days to have off. A day off at the end of the week and a day off at the beginning part of the week. Good Lord. Woof. At least if you're going to give me those days off, give me those. I'm fine with that. So we'll start with King Style. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, I might do a show with Sergeant on Wednesday. And I might do a show with you Wednesday if depending on the situation. So I
Are you
have
gonna
to
be
mention
busy?
that. And then Syfax.
The night dentist is
No, I don't know if I'm gonna be on because remember I came on fucking late and because of misunderstandings. So
I didn't see you on
so I'm
Discord.
just
I thought
saying
you
there's
were
a
away.
possibility that might happen and I might no show out not because I want to, but because of reasons. So I might be here on Wednesday, depending on the situation, and then Friday or Saturday, Syfax, I might do something with him, and then another friend on Saturday, Ken. I'm gonna do his show. So Foulmouth Ken is his name. So yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Hell yeah. So let's go with Grey Poupe. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Wow, that was such a big decision there. You were trying to decide who to go with.
This lady,
You had a 50-50 shot there.
no. Like, sorry, this mom messaged me back to be on the show. She gave me her day she's free to be on the show. So
Base.
You said a mom messaged you?
her name, freaking hell, what's her name? Her name is Dead Mom Alive. So it's a new person that just started on Rumble. She said hit her up for stuff, and I was like, hey, you want to come on the show? So she didn't message me back yesterday, so she messaged me back today. So you know, girls like me, so they talk to me. It's
I
kind of
don't know
how
if that's true. But I noticed that you're done borrowing nicknames for yourself, so now you're going to try and borrow this white chocolate nickname for James. As long as you're borrowing, why not go one step further? Osiris is using that as his streamer name, so why not use Vanilla Fudge for James? Just go back that way. I think that would be the perfect one. But the Thinkers every Thursday. I guess, unfortunately, I'll probably be back here on Wednesday, unless the night dentist calls for me. You never know. Sometimes they have those emergency appointments, but good times. And then after that, I think there's going to be a special, very special edition of the last panel. It's the panel show that everybody has been calling for. Right now, it's kind of a secret, but it could be something that you could get in at the ground floor. If you want to go join us over at Last Panel 1 at YouTube, this time we're covering, I think, Saturday morning cartoons. So if that sounds interesting, if you like a lot of the personalities around here, but you don't want the dead weight, come over there. It's good times. That's all I got going on. Bob, what you got going on your side of the internet?
Let's see. I just put out a review of Frankenstein a few days ago, so go check that out. Hoping to go see Predator this weekend, so that way I can get a review out on that. Over on Dad's Turn to Talk, we're going to be having Blaine from Criticless on this week. We're going to be talking about the original Running Man, getting ready for the reboot. So that'll be kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
About that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that discussion. That should be a lot of fun. I'll also be over on the last panel talking about those Saturday morning cartoons over Friday. That should be a lot of fun. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what I got going
on. And as you guys know, for myself, let me look up my schedule here coming up in the next couple of days. So for tomorrow, I'm supposed to have a one-on-one with Left Eye Ego. It's going to be his first appearance on this show. And then I'll probably just play League of Legends toward the end of the night. Typically, we would have the Cloud9 podcast, but we had it Sunday this past week because it was the ending of the quarterfinals, semifinals for Worlds 2025 for League of Legends. So me and Chaz were like, no need to do a show Tuesday. We'll just do a show Sunday after, Worlds is over, when it concludes on, Saturday going into Sunday. Then I'm supposed to have a one-on-one appearance with the Bug Wednesday, and then we have the panel show Wednesday, and that's just what I immediately have ready to go for a lot of you guys. We're going to be having a lot of fun on the show, a lot of quality content coming up, and I'm supposed to be talking with Cat Moss, Saturday, so there's going to be some girls coming on for guest spots. Hell yeah, not in these shows because you guys don't deserve that, but, they'll be talking to me.
Oh boy, that's so bad.
Well,
I'm gonna cry.
I almost prefer if you bring them on here, then we're associated with you.
Oh God. Also tell Kitty she had a new hairstyle. I was like, what? She's a blonde now. Make all these dumb blonde jokes, which I never do because I don't really know any dumb blonde jokes at all.
See, we're associated with you.
But she likes me because I'm entertaining. That's what she told me. She's like, MSK, you are so rich and good looking that I need you on my show consistently. That's what I heard. Direct quote. She diagrammed my sex life.
So she how do you diagram nothing? But on top of that, so she said that she needs you on her show constantly. How many times have you been on the show?
Approximately as much as influence as my dad has had in my life. So nothing.
Okay. Well, your story sounds utterly plausible. But yeah, it was Halloween the last show, so perhaps that could explain a difference in appearance. Perhaps a costume was involved, but either way, good times.
Yeah, but to be fair, if she's not really a blonde and she tricked me, that's why you can't trust Indians anymore. I mean, Italians.
What did those words mean in your mind?
Indians and Italians.
To be fair, it came out better when I was thinking it than when I said it. So, But yeah,
Do you find that happening a lot? Does it go better in your mind most of the time before you actually open your mouth?
We haven't seen Will here in a couple of days.
Everyone loves Will.
You mean everyone loves me? Really?
I'm pretty sure I said it correctly. In case I didn't, let me say it again. Everyone loves Will. Yeah, man, he's had a big time. His big thing for like the last this quarter of the year, or this half of the year, is the 31 and 31. It just ended on Halloween, where he watched 31 zombie flicks and then ranked them with like 5 other reviewers. I think all of them have thousands of views on all those videos. They're kind of their big things of the year. So I think things are going good, but he should have more free time in the future. So hopefully we get some of that Will love over here.
Yeah, it'd be great to have him on the show again, because he's like a quality mind that I can bounce off creative like discussions with, because you guys are always trying to destroy me from the inside.
Yeah,
Phrasing.
Destroyers do.
I think
man.
that's more
right
of what
into it. So
isn't that what your wife's boyfriend does? The whole destroying from the inside thing. I think we're just trying to humble you, is all.
Yes, but that is what homosexuals do, because humbling is for losers, actually. Top G's like myself don't need to be humbled. I need to be strong-willed and minded and buff and powerful. No?
And
all steroids.
That's why you see Jim?
No. I went out tonight before the show, went to the gym, and
how's Jim doing?
I'm not gay. Women love talking to me.
But you did give up women.
In the sexual aspect, yes. I am voluntarily celibate. So.
But is it because you're voluntarily celibate, or they've made you have to be celibate? Because they are staying voluntarily celibate from you.
He's saying he's okay with his lot in life.
Yeah. Both things can be true, but, I realize that women are trash and I'm better. So, and my logic destroys them every single time,
Could you just explain one way in which you are superior to anyone?
Yeah, I'm losing track of what the hell's going on. I agree with Ray on that.
You said your logic destroys them. Trust me, it destroys me a little bit every show.
Yeah, your math skills. Whew, MSK math, man.
God, quality analysis. That's what I bring to the show. So yeah, be on the lookout for, League of Legends streams, Master Duel streams. I know that Orange talked about Street Fighter 6. James did gift me that game. My wrist was hurting really bad yesterday.
Vanilla Fudge gifted you the game, and then you hurt your wrist. You strained your wrist.
Yeah, I kind of strained my wrist at work.
Overuse?
So I don't. I'm gonna take a few days break off playing any fighting game. So don't want to have any complications. I was like actual pain. Like, what the fuck's going on here? And I don't even. People's like, stop beating off. I don't beat off. I'm not a loser.
You should switch it up, man. Like, don't use the wrist nearly as much. You should put more arm into it.
Oh God. So as we wind down for the rest of the years, we got to this milestone, and it's been utterly amazing with these worthless, disgusting, clout chasing pieces of shit. But glad we're here at this point. We could all have these great moments and laugh and have a good time with each other. Bro fisting, as they call it.
Let's not call it bro fisting.
It just depends on how my wrist feels. If my wrist is good, then probably. But I got to do some solo gameplay first, because I am rusty as fuck, honestly.
That solo play what made your wrist hurt in the first place?
I don't want to just come in and start clapping you guys, obviously, but I'm more of a man than that. I have some integrity. I have some morals. I have some harsh, firm stances that I stand by. But yes, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We will see you guys